replace my knee or my hip before I put my life on hold. That revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of osteoarthritis. Call them today because 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call my friends at QC Kinetics. The consultation's free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
You already listen to 96.5 The Fan, but are you following us? Our Instagram is loaded with show clips, breaking news, mock drafts, and content you can't get on the air, like Thy Royal Decree and Chiefs Take Tuesday. Go to Instagram, search for The Fan 965, and hit that follow button. If you don't do this immediately, Dusty has threatened to do a photo shoot in a bathing suit. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern, and the Hot Stove Show is back Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
All righty, let's get this thing rolling at 6 o'clock, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Jackson Ogden and myself, Mac Morey, with you for the next 3 hours here on these wonderful, beautiful airwaves. 913-586-7965. That is the J Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965. It's been a minute. Been a minute after hours crew in Jackson. So wonderful to work with you for the first time. Yeah. I met you once when you got here, one of your first days.
8 months ago, yeah.
Literally haven't seen you since, so I'm excited we talked a little bit in the bullpen, and now I'm excited to get to do 3 hours of radio with you, brother.
I was going to say, you're always doing the morning, and I'm always doing the night, so
exactly.
we're never running into each other until tonight, so let's have a good show. Let's do it.
Two ships passing in the night and in the morning, and whatever the times are. We don't get to see each other. I'm glad we do now. This will be fun. I want to start off because I've heard a lot of talk today. I've heard a lot of complaining, I've heard a lot of griping, and I've heard a lot of bitching and moaning from Kansas fans, and you're mad at the wrong person. Darren Peterson is not the one you should be mad at. Be mad at college basketball. Be mad at college sports. Darren Peterson shouldn't give a rip about any of your criticism. Why should Darren Peterson play? Honestly, and tell me, and don't give me, and in the text line, don't give me. We're live on the stream as well, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, anywhere. Don't give me, that logo on the jersey, that name, that for KU, for the J. That's not the way this works anymore. He's getting paid millions of dollars, and the way college sports is set up, apparently, is that you can kind of just do that, float in and out, do what you want, play when you can, and do it for yourself. And that's what he's worrying about, himself. And why shouldn't he? He's 18 years old, and he's going to be the number one pick in the NBA draft, with or without playing every game. He's making however millions of dollars right now with or without playing every game. So to better himself and to better his situation and his future, he's doing what is in his power and is his privilege. He has earned this. He is so talented that no one else could do this. AJ DeBanza couldn't do this. Boozer has to play. He's a 6'10", 6'9" center who's going to go to the NBA. Yeah. He needs to show that he can do other things every night because it's not 2005 anymore. The game's changed, and he's got to show that he's not just like his dad. And he's a step above, right? So, like Caleb Wilson, he's got to show it every night. Darren Peterson has shown that he, in 18, 22 minutes at a time, that he is next level. So I'm just getting a little annoyed that all of these fans, and I get it. Listen, I'd be upset. I'd want him to play. Of course, if I was a Kansas fan, I'd want him to play. But this is what you signed up for, and you won the game. Your team is great. You have one of the best teams in college basketball, and come March, no one's going to be talking about this. No one is going to be discussing this come March Madness. And frankly, nationally, most people aren't talking about this. I know Cowherd discussed it for a little bit today. So yeah, it made some national waves a little bit, for sure. It's happening. But for the most part, I think we live in this bubble where this on a February 9th and a Monday night game, no one's going to be talking about this in a month, and no one's talking about it besides here right now. Scouts don't care. They've seen what they've needed to see. A three-way score, stop and pop, dunk on everyone, plays defense. He can do it all. And if it was a day and age where he needed to play every game and he wasn't getting paid and all of these things, yeah, absolutely. He would be. He would be. But it's not.
I think a funny part about it is people are saying, well, how are scouts going to think of this, or how an NBA team's going to think about this? This has been going on in the NBA for the last decade.
This is the game.
Where the best players in the league just decide, I don't want to play tonight. I'm tired.
Management.
I'm just tired. I don't want to play tonight. I'll play every playoff game, and I'll play 40 minutes of that playoff game. Or if you're LeBron in 2018, I'll play the whole damn game if you want me to.
Exactly.
But these guys, there's no value anymore in being like, I played every single game. It's like that kid that you went to school with. It's like, I didn't miss a day of school all year. And it's like, congratulations, dude. You want a cookie? Yeah, you want a star?
Exactly.
Like, good for you, man. I did miss days, and I still got the degree that you got. So, it's people are bad about it, but it's kind of just the new thing that it's a new day and age. College sports is now a business. I know people hated it and wanted to go against that for so long, but when you have the teams going out and tweeting, we've re-signed this player.
Yeah.
That's not anymore just collegiate. This is a business. And Darren Peterson, the one thing he can't do is get hurt to kill his draft stock. That's the one thing he can't do. So if he's not feeling 100%, he's not going to play. And I'm not a Kansas fan, neither are you.
Yeah.
I understand it from your guys' perspective where you're upset. I get
it's upsetting.
But from a neutral, just like overhead of this, I totally get why Darren Peterson and his agent are playing it safe. They don't owe Kansas anything.
No.
They're going to be the number one pick. He could have gone anywhere.
And your team is still winning. You're still going to be a top 4 seed. And when the games matter in the tournament, when all eyes are on the TV, Thursday, Fridays, that first weekend, that next weekend, Sweet 16, where KU will be, the Elite 8, where KU will be. Just put money on them last night before the game, 19-1 to win it all. I'm confident in this team because I believe in them without Darren Peterson, but I believe in them even more with him because I know he's going to be there when it matters. I know he's going to be there when it matters. So, again, yeah, like you said, I understand KU fans griping a little bit, but you're upset at the wrong person. College basketball has to think about this. Like Jackson said, yeah, it is a business. It's a business without rules or parameters. It's a wild, wild west. There's no rules right now. That has to change. Contractually, things have to get better. We need parameters, games played. Hey, you're not going to get this money unless X, bonuses, all these things. If we're really going to go into this is a minor league kind of route, which is where we're going, then this needs to have a structure. And right now, because the NCAA is ass, it doesn't. And so, yeah, you're going to get things like this. He's 18 years old. He's getting paid millions of dollars, and there's really nothing he has to do other than just, I don't even know. I mean, I guess play sometimes, show up to the shoot around. Like, that's what I'm saying. What would you do? And by the way, you're booked the number one pick because you've already done it in 20 minutes of gameplay a couple of times. You've played against what others thought maybe the guy better than you in AJ DeBanza. You made him look like a bum for 18 minutes.
And I see people in the text line saying, like, just be a dog and play through the flu like MJ. Or I see a lot of comparisons.
Game 7 of the finals?
Where it's like people are like, Kobe would have never sat out. He never wanted to be compared to Kobe. He was never come out and compare me to Kobe, guys. He clearly does not have the mentality that Kobe did, because guess what? One person in the history of the game has had the mentality Kobe's had. It's Kobe. Nobody else has ever been like that. And yes, Jordan played through the flu. It was game 5 of the finals.
And we actually talked about that today a little bit on Fesco Dusty. And Dusty pointed out, I think, correctly, that if you watch Last Dance, it really even wasn't the flu. That guy was hungover. He had a bad pizza. He had some food poisoning. He drank whatever it was. It wasn't really necessarily the flu. And yes, he did play through it, and MJ's the GOAT, and Kobe's amazing, and the Mamba mentality are things that athletes should strive for. And frankly, I don't know that Darren Peterson won't have it in the NBA. I don't know that he won't have it in March Madness. I saw him have it at Texas Tech. I saw him have it for the first half when the team needed him and when he needed to show it. Like, frankly, like, when he needs to show it in a month, he will. Like, that's just my take on this. And they won the game. And frankly, KU fans, your team is getting better because of this. Your team is deeper. Those bench players, Elmarco Jackson coming off the bench, Bryson Tiller is developing before our eyes. He's the second best NBA player, in my opinion, on this KU team. I love Bryson Tiller. He's today's NBA. He's 6'9", 6'10". He can guard multiple positions. He might be 6'8", 6'9". I think he's that big. I'll have to double check that. He can shoot at all three levels. He can guard multiple positions, and he's a freshman. I think he'll stay another year. 6'11" they list him at, so let's call it 6'10". Yeah, I think, obviously Flora Badunga is fantastic.
He's been the guy who's really, from last year to this year, taking the biggest leap.
Of course. He blocks everything through him. Melvin Council, one of the fast, like a blur. Like, so fast. I love watching him play.
And he's their big shot guy. Like, against BYU, when Darren Peterson didn't come back into the game late, Council was the one when BYU was making that run to hit the big shot late to kind of put it to bed. You're right. Your overall point is right here, and we discussed this in the bullpen. Kansas is going to be a better basketball team come March because of this, because they can't just rely on Darren Peterson to give them 25. They have to win a game without him, and that makes them better right now, and it makes them better going into March.
Yes, and now with Darren Peterson, when he is there consistently in March, again, which is what I believe to be the case and what I believe will happen in March Madness and possibly in the Big 12 tournament, they will have fluidity. They will be in a flow state together. They will have the ability to say, hey, Darren Peterson, here's a minute and a half. It's yours. And then, hey, now Darren Peterson, we're going to run the offense through you, but you're going to be passing the ball to the post with Badunga. Now he's going to, kick it out to Trey White. And now we've got this, Spurs-like pass it to four different guys. They go 8 or 9 deep, and everyone knows how to play together type basketball team. All guys can score. All guys can pass. All guys know how to play together. They play multiple positions on defense. Like, that is a team that goes far in March, a team that has veterans, a team that has new guys, young guys. Darren Peterson, to me, isn't soft like I'm seeing a lot in the text line, which, by the way, I love everyone being part of the conversation. 913-586-7965. We're going to talk a lot of good stuff tonight. I think he's being smart, and I think he's working within the parameters that college basketball is set, and frankly, the lack thereof that college basketball is set. We'll talk about Darren Peterson. We'll talk about KU later. We're going to talk about a lot tonight. I want to get a little bit. I know the Super Bowl's done. It was, so we don't need to spend time on the game. It's Tuesday night. I understand. But I got to get something off my chest about Mike Vrabel. And I got to want to talk about why I'm confident in the Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm hearing Rob Britton on the drive just now talking about limping in 10 or 11 wins, all this stuff. That can't be the mindset, and it shouldn't be the mindset. And I think this Super Bowl matchup made that pretty clear why. It's 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. It's After Hours. Jackson Ogden, Mac Morey with you until 9 o'clock. Stay locked in.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Guys, Hy-Vee has us covered this Valentine's Day. No matter how you celebrate, Hy-Vee has everything we need to make Valentine's Day special. I love it because it's a one-stop shop for everything. Flower arrangements. They've got beautiful floral arrangements for everybody. You can pick them up or have them delivered. Hy-Vee also has home-cooked meal options where they'll do everything, and then you will look like the superstar in the kitchen. And so many great gift ideas as well, including chocolate and retail gift cards. Just one stop to make this the sweetest Valentine's Day ever, only at Hy-Vee.
It's Thirsty Thursday at Hy-Vee. Time to stock up the bar and fill up your tank. Earn 50 cents per gallon fuel savings on every $50 purchase of wine, beer, hard seltzer, and spirits. Mix and match all your favorite libations and get a 50-cent fuel saver with every $50 purchase. Stack up the savings and your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss Thirsty Thursday at your Kansas City, Missouri Hy-Vee. Product and promotion differs by location. Offers valid where legal, available while supplies last.
Hold on tight. Things are spinning into action. At Harris, Kansas City on Saturday, February 28th, it's It's the $50,000 Spin-credible event. Take your turn at the giant prize wheel and spin your way up to $5,000 in free play. And the excitement keeps turning because at 10 p.m., one lucky winner will walk away with $50,000 in cash. Keep those entries rolling with 5 times entries on Sundays, February 15th, 22nd, and Friday, February 27th. Spin big, win big. Only at Harris's, Kansas City. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
At Target, we're unlocking all the feels this Valentine's Day. It's the perfect time to spread extra love and spoil everyone on your list with unforgettable gifts. First, give a cuddle-worthy surprise with the cutest plush toys, or get party ready and treat yourself to stylish women's dresses you'll heart. Both 20% off. Then dive into the ultimate cozy celebration with your faves with 30% off select women's pajamas. There's something sweet for all your special someones, even you. Find Valentine's Day gifts for everyone at Target.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Expect mostly clear skies tonight with a low of 30.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mac Morey, and I wanted to let you know that I've started a new social media series called Mac's Minute. Real original, right? It gets released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on our station's Instagram and Twitter accounts, plus YouTube Shorts. I'll give you my best take in 60 seconds on the biggest stories in sports and Kansas City. Make sure to follow on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube. Watch Mac's Minute every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on our social media platforms. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Rolling here on a Tuesday night, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey with you until 9 o'clock. Jackson Ogden on the keys here tonight. Him and I's first show together, excited about it. Talking little Darren Peterson, now talking some Chiefs. But I got a gripe with Mike Vrabel. Just saw this on Yahoo Sports, though. George Kittle aiming to play week 1. Just 8 months after suffering a torn Achilles.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
he's ambitious.
Seriously. I mean, he's 30, 31, 32. He's got to be there, right around there. Because all the 49ers big players are past the hump. They're over 30.
He's about the age Gronk was when he retired. Like he's,
yeah,
for tight end.
Exactly.
For tight end, he's old.
Yeah, he's 32.
That's an ambitious one.
Yeah, he'll be 33 in October, middle of next year. So, yeah, very ambitious, but football's better when he is healthy. He's a fun guy, and I hope that he can get back pretty soon. Let's talk just a little bit before I get to the Chiefs and why I'm really confident about the Chiefs right now. When I think a lot of people are down, and I get why, but I just think we need to take a step back and kind of look at this from 1,000 feet view. Mike Vrabel, though, in the Super Bowl, I'm disappointed. The more I think about this, Jackson, the more I think him and Josh McDaniels lost their team that game. And yes, the Seahawks were a much better team. They may have lost even with a better game plan, even with better play calling, but questionable decision-making, lack of aggressiveness, and I don't think they had Drake May prepared or, frankly, any go-to or gimme plays ready. And this is a guy in Josh McDaniels who is in his 10th Super Bowl. This is a guy in Mike Vrabel who's won multiple Super Bowls on the side of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. So a little disappointed, not going to lie. Not expecting that they were going to win the football game, but the lack of juice left me a little upset.
Yeah, I'll hit on both. I'll start with Josh McDaniels because I think it's a stat nobody really maybe isn't even aware of, but they don't remember well just because New England won all those Super Bowls. They did not score a single first-quarter touchdown in any of Tom Brady's Super Bowls in New England.
Wow.
Not one. Now, against the Chiefs in Tampa, they scored one, but in his 9 in New England, not one time did they score a touchdown in the first quarter. Now, that's something you can live with a slow start when you have Tom Brady, but when you have a 23-year-old Drake May who's nervous,
it's a great point.
If you get off to a slow start, it can go downhill quickly. Now, it did, yeah. And now to Vrabel, I agree with you. There were 4th and 1s that in the regular season, I think he's going.
Yes.
I think even in the playoffs, he's been willing to go for.
Weird.
But outside of maybe the Denver game where it was really bad weather and it was like a field position game, but it felt like he lost confidence in the offense. It felt like he thought the only way we're winning this is if we somehow get Sam Darnold to turn it over. It really felt like a very conservative, like 4 or 5 year ago Andy Reid type of thing where he would he would punt on 4th and 1. You know, not the modern Andy Reid, but back in the day. So it was, I agree with you, disappointing. It felt like they set up Drake May for failure, but I do want to say I don't think the Patriots necessarily were even good enough to be there. I think they were ahead of schedule.
Totally get it. And I think you're right. That's fair. They were. A lot of it was schedule. A lot of it was ball bounces right way. A couple things went their way. But I mean, frankly, still did not feel that their team was best prepared. And I thought Mike Vrabel especially, Josh McDaniels, you're right. Maybe this could be maybe he just had Tom Brady for a long time, and maybe we'll see what he can actually do in the playoffs. Because frankly, their offense wasn't good the whole playoffs, and they were pointing until that game to weather. Well, every game was super cold, and the snowstorm against the Broncos, and we've played all these top defenses, and you've played really, really bad offenses, and that matters to the defenses. We always forget that. Well, look at the defenses that they've played, but look at all these offenses and quarterbacks they've played. They're giving them field position. They're not getting first downs. They're getting their defense tired because they're not sustaining drives. So that matters too, and they obviously weren't up to snuff with the Seattle Seahawks. Still felt like there was a little meat left on the bone there for Mike Vrabel. We'll get off the Super Bowl. I just wanted to get that off my chest. 913-586-7965 is the J Southland Tow Service text line. 913-586-7965. After hours here on 96.5 with Mac Morey and Jackson Ogden. We're talking a little Chiefs now. You can't take this year off if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. You really can't. You talking about the Patriots? Patriots were just in the Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos with Bo Nix, who we were clowning just a couple of years ago, had turned their whole defense around, created this offensive line, and had gotten Bo Nix confident enough to be able to not lose them games and be able to come back in the fourth quarter, got a coach, and figured it out within a couple of seasons, and we're on the precipice with Jarrett Stidham even of making a Super Bowl. Seattle Seahawks get Sam Darnold, completely reshape their whole outlook, and they get rid of DK Metcalf. JSN becomes a top 5 wide receiver. Like AJ Barner, he's been a revelation the last half of this whole season. Kenneth Walker, they're going to re-sign him. Zach Charbonnet was a solid second piece there. Both of them were kind of this dual tandem. They were able to draft this defense over the last 4 or 5 years and be ready once they got Sam Darnold to go 0 to hero. Like, that's what the NFL is right now. There's no excuse. And with Patrick Mahomes, let me say that again. With Patrick LeVon Mahomes II, you need to be able to not just limp into the playoffs, but have a serious shot every year. And I don't think it takes as much as I think a lot of us are feeling right now. Why were the Chiefs bad last year? And they were. Why were they? There are a lot of reasons. Coaching is one of them. Probably the biggest one. Andy Reid failed this team last season, and he knows that. He's heard the noise. He's heard the criticism. How do I know this? Because he's changed a lot of the offensive staff, something that he does not do often, if ever. He's completely rehauled who's in charge of this team on the offensive side. Now, of course, he always will be in charge, but you know what I mean? his tentacles have changed, right? He is listening, and he knows that if he has a repeat of last season or in the ballpark of what happened last season, there are going to be some even bigger changes. And I believe they would start with him because they would have to, because Patrick Mahomes is over 30 years old, and you cannot waste what you have left of him, which in my opinion is 7 or 8 more years of this level of guy. In my opinion, I really still believe that. I know some people will go, 7 or 8, how does he have that much? Yeah, I think he's going to take care of his body. I don't think this knee injury is going to subside him for extremely long. I think he's going to be able to get through this stuff and still be who he is. And frankly, I've seen him be the best pocket passer in the game too. I know that hasn't been there the last couple of years, but that's because of the deficiencies of this team. That's because of the bad play calling, the bad schematics, the things that are going to change with Eric Bieniemy back, bringing accountability and bringing maybe a more defined running game with Chad O'Shea, bringing experience and coaching up these young wide receivers that I believe do have talent, that I believe can still be viable NFL wide receivers, viable pieces to a championship, to a Super Bowl winning team. Right, Rashee Rice was on pace for 1,300 yards this year. I don't want to hear about the 3 or 4 drops. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that's the number. It was 3 or 4 drops this season. I don't want to hear about it. Yes, they came at inopportune times and they pissed me off. Yeah, I get it. It sucks. He was still really good. The off the field stuff, we'll see what happens. I cannot speak to any of that. It's all alleged and I have no idea, so don't text me about it on the text line. We'll figure it out when we get there. I'm assuming he's on this team. Xavier Worthy, his season was screwed from the get-go. Screwed from the get-go. Play number 3, Travis Kelce, like a Mack truck, no pun intended, destroys him. 160 pounds soaking wet, Xavier Worthy. Are there still problems in his game? Yes. Are they coachable? Yes. Know where the sideline is, right? Run a crisper route. Don't give tells at the line of scrimmage if you're not giving the football. Effort. Accountability. These are things that have changed, right? Offensive line, in and out all season. Josh Simmons dealing with personal issues. Go deal with that, right? Whatever that is, absolutely there for you. Sure. I get it. He's going to be back next year. And when he played, he was nothing short of excellent. Excellent. A little friendly fire to end his season as well. He'll be rehabbing and getting back to full strength. Kingsley Suamataia looked average to above average, especially at the end of the season at that left guard position. We know what Creed and Trey bring to the table, and Jalen Moore looked more than serviceable at right tackle. Bye-bye Jawan Taylor. Bye-bye false start man, right? Like these are things to lean on. You go get a running back. You go get Breece Hall specifically, in my opinion. You've completely changed the whole outlook of your offense. It's that easy. You bring in a running back. You've got some players. You bring in Mike Evans, who I believe they should bring in as well. You draft well. This team can be back. The defense, that is something I'm a little bit more worried about on the defensive line specifically. I don't know how they fix that and rehaul that in one season. It's going to take a trade. It's going to take a McDuffie. It's going to take some Brett Veach movement. It's going to take Omar Norman Lott coming back from injury and being something. Ashton Gelati showing some flashes at the end of the season and here and there. It's going to take him finding a consistent role and being a guy who can rush the passer. How confident am I in that? I think Ashton Gelati's a good Mike, like a Mike Dana on a good season kind of guy, like a rotational piece. Omar Norman Lott to me, and yes, I'm a Tennessee Vol, so call me biased, but I saw something in those first few weeks, those first week and a half, I guess it was. It was the middle of the Eagles game right after he clotheslined Jalen Hurts, pressure up the middle, a sack, in fact. Andy Reid's heard the noise. This team was more mental than it was on the field. Was there lack of talent issues? Yes, but a lot of that too, again, go back to coaching. Right guys weren't on the field. Noah Williams, where are you? Right? Certain young guys, Omar Norman Lott, Ashton Gelati, why aren't we seeing them more? Ashton Gelati should have been playing the whole season. The whole season. Jeffrey Bassa should have gotten a lot more time at linebacker. Played him minuscule snaps the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. These are things that hopefully will change. Steve Spagnuolo hopefully has heard these criticisms.
Well, and especially offense, too, when you got eliminated. Why were Jalen Royals and why were Brashard Smith not getting more snaps?
I mean, dear God.
I mean, Brashard Smith's a 7th rounder, sure. Jalen Royals was a 4th rounder. How can he not get snaps?
And he looked great in training camp. He looked great in
preseason.
Preseason. He looked great. I mean, he really did. He looked ahead.
I thought he'd be a contributor, at least on special teams.
Especially with the lack of Rashee Rice, because he's that kind of mold of player.
I thought when Worthy went out week 1, and we already knew that.
And then Worthy.
We knew both of them were out, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, no, we're not going to give our 4th-round rookie any chances. It's just going to be, and to his credit, he played well. Tyquan Thornton. And then,
absolutely. Should have played him more. You forgot about him?
Yeah, and then we're just going to throw out other guys. And it was like Marquise Hollywood Brown. And it was like,
Juju Smith-Schuster again.
Yeah, like, why take this guy if you're not going to use him?
You're not going to give him a chance? Throw a bubble screen. See what he can do with the ball in his hands.
And it's a thing that's happened with Andy Reid in the past where rookies don't get a ton of playing time, and then the next year, I mean, Mahomes had his whole rookie year, right? So it's not like this is alien to the Chiefs that a rookie offensive player didn't get a lot of time. But when you got officially eliminated at the end of the year and you're playing the Titans or the Broncos or the Raiders, how do these guys not play more? How? Like Jalen Royals didn't get a catch until week 18. How?
He played less than 10 snaps, I believe, all season, Jackson. How? It's malpractice. And hopefully, and my belief and my optimism here and what I'm trying to spread to you all is that will change and we will see a rejuvenated team with a chip on their shoulder and Patrick Mahomes with an offensive line and a running game and a defense that's playing within themselves and can hopefully rush the passer with 4 sometimes, right? Give Chris Jones one other guy. Literally, give Chris Jones one B player. I'm serious. And Karlaftis, it's not you. Got a text from the 913. I want to talk about it. We don't have a lot of time. He thinks we should tank this season. Well, and that also segues into what else I want to talk about, parity in sports and why it exists more in the NFL than any other sport. It's 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Stay locked in. It's Mac Morey, Jackson Ogden with you till 9 o'clock.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
When the cold sets in across KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm, safe, and secure. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we deliver reliable solutions and unmatched care and professionalism. Whether it's a sudden breakdown or routine maintenance, AB May is here to help. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, we're committed to doing things the right way every time. Call AB May at 913-732-9993 or visit us at abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at helzberg.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What is going on? 96.5 The Fan. This is After Hours with Jackson Ogden and myself, Mac Morey, until 9 p.m. Burning the candle at both ends, baby. I'll be on tomorrow morning for Fesco and Dusty. Can't wait. Excited for these next 2.5 hours and excited for the 4 I'll get to spend with you all in the morning. The text line, 913-586-7965. Be a part of it. We're also streaming. You can watch me. You can watch Jackson, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. The Fan 965. Please go find us there. You'll be able to watch us. And, of course, you've heard the promo, I'm sure. I've got a new video series out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll have another one tomorrow about the Kansas City Royals, which we'll talk about later in this show. I've got optimism for them as well. I'm bringing the homerism today, baby. We're bringing the homerism today. That's what's happening. But I've got another one tomorrow. Those come out at 12:30 on all of our socials, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, talking about the biggest story in sports or the biggest story in Kansas City sports. That's Max Minute on all of our socials as well. So I teased a little bit parity in sports. We had a text about tanking the season, which is kind of a lack of parity, right? 913. Chief should absolutely, and I love opinions, whether I agree or disagree with them. I love getting all of your guys' takes. And so please, 913-586-7965, always be a part of the conversation. Chiefs should absolutely tank this season, fix their salary cap situation, sit Mahomes the whole year so he's 100% physically and, more importantly, mentally healthy in 2027. RG3, okay, who had this injury, said he came back too early and said it would be best for Pat to sit out 2026 and come back full strength 2027. And I agree with him. Pat playing in 2026 will crush, destroy, end his career.
Wow. It's an opinion.
I mean, I said send him. That was one of them.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
I'll say this. Yes, RG3's situation happened, but think about how many situations where a guy has come back and been fine. Phillip Rivers
That's what I would thank
played the AFC Championship game with a torn ACL and was back by week 1.
Yeah.
Like, yes, RG3's career went down the toilet and it was sad that that happened, but that was more of Washington's malpractice than it was he tore his ACL. They played him when he was already hurt, and it just made it even worse. And he was also a running quarterback. Mahomes can run, but he's not reliant on running.
Scrambler. Yeah, he's not a runner.
He's not like a Jaden Daniels or an RG3.
No. He's also built much differently.
Mahomes' injury happened like a whole month before RG3's did when it did happen because Mahomes was in the middle of December and RG3's was in the wild card. So, I get the point. And obviously, you want to make sure that you're not rushing Mahomes back by any stretch of the imagination.
But if it's not week 1, I understand.
Yeah, if it's week 5, it's week 5.
Totally get that.
But there's
The
no
whole year?
way. There's no way.
What?
I think if you told Mahomes you're not playing this year, he would be like, trade me.
Get Ben.
Get rid of me.
Get Ben.
Like I'm not.
Absolutely not.
I'm not doing that. And you can't sell, they should tank this year. This is like one of the last few good years going to get a Chris Jones.
Yes.
If Kelsey comes back, it's definitely his last year. And, like, Mahomes is not getting younger, and neither is Andy Reid. So to say just tank this year, guys, the two teams that just played in the Super Bowl didn't even make the playoffs last year. The NFL, and we're going to get to this, segue right into it, every year is different. Every year is immense parity. You never know what's going to happen. You can't just throw a season in the toilet.
No, you can't, because again, you're right. We this whole playoffs, every team really in this playoffs, barring the Niners and the Rams, felt like they were new up and comers. Look at the Bears. Last year, people are laughing at Caleb Williams. What do? They go hire Ben Johnson. They redefine who they are, and it's not like they completely rehauled their roster. It's a lot of the same team. They added a couple of pieces here and there. They got Caleb Williams to kind of find out who he is and play within himself. And the Bears, I mean, they could be in the NFC Championship next game. They could be next year. They could be in the Super Bowl next season. Like that is now an expectation that's reasonable for the Chicago Bears, right? Like we're seeing it in the AFC West with the Denver Broncos. We've seen it in little spurts with the LA Chargers. Barring injuries, I think the Chargers would have been much better. And get ready. Next year, the Chargers are going to be scary. That is something that I know it's the offseason Chargers thing. I'm usually not on that train. And this year, sadly, I super am. That is a team that I believe could win the division, barring the Chiefs doing what I think they'll do, which is get right, add a couple of nice pieces, and figure out this defensive line. The issues are so obvious, and they're more obvious than they've been in the past, well, since 2022. And what they do, they had their best draft and one of the best drafts we've seen in the 21st century. That's Brett Veach's claim to fame. It's not Patrick Mahomes. It's not any of that stuff. I don't care about that. That draft story that came out coincidentally for that documentary that we had never heard of. Yeah, I don't really like. Cool, that's awesome. 2022 is what I want Brett Veach to be doing, and this is his best opportunity. He's got the 9th overall draft pick. Parity in sports is in the NFL specifically is that because of the salary cap, because you have the ability to turn it around with a coach, with a nice draft, and with smart movement. We're going to see the Tennessee Titans do it this year. With a change of coaching staff and a couple of smart draft pieces and using that salary cap in the right way, because it is equal opportunity. And that is my take with parity in sports, to kind of try and segue us in here, Jackson, because parity in sports is not about the end results and who's winning championships. That's not, to me, what parity in sports is, because people look at the NFL. Oh, there's no parity in the NFL. It's Tom Brady. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Peyton Manning. No, that's why they're so great, is because they are defying the odds. But in Major League Baseball, there is no way to do what we have just discussed, rebuild a team, have a chance in 2 years to the Panthers. The Panthers were good this year. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they were great this season. They had the Buffalo Bills on the ropes. Who knows, other world, maybe they're in the AFC Championship game, right? Like, that is how the NFL works because of equal opportunity. Major League Baseball, man, there's no chance. There's no chance for a lot of these teams because you don't have the resources. I don't have the resources that these other teams do. You can sell hope in the NFL because it's actually palpable, because it's there, because we've seen it. Even with the teams that have won it, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They've had to rebuild within their winning dynasty. And if they do it again, it'll be to the point of equal opportunity and the ability in football to get your team back on top if you are good at what you do. In baseball, be the best GM you can. Try your Brad Pitt Moneyball impersonation all you want to. It's going to get you as far as you want. It's going to get you as far as it can. I mean, and it's not usually a World Series winner. And I've got a list here of World Series winners next to the MLB Team Tax Tracker. So we can see, okay, what's your payroll? How much money are you really spending? And we can look at the winners, right? And let's just see the last time a winner happened, a World Series winner wasn't in the top half. Let's do the top half of payroll, which is a substantial range, right? It's $200 million. But I'll tell you, if my thing will load here, come on, computer, you've got that. That is about the same range that it is from 32 to $140 million, from 32 to 16, right? It's about the same range. So let's do the top half here. Dodgers, obviously won. You've got the Rangers, who are in the top half. Jackson, if you want to pull up one of these lists too, as my computer starts to lag.
I got you.
I'll pull up the winners list if you can pull up the team tax tracker. So Rangers, top half. Houston Astros, famously top half. And I can pull it up on my phone, too, as well. Wonderful radio. Here we go. You've got the Atlanta Braves, top half in spinning. The LA Dodgers, again. The Washington Nationals, let's see, where are they at? Bottom half. So 2019, Boston Red Sox back in it. Astros back in it. Cubs. Let's see. Cubs, 10th. Yep. And then you get back to the Royals. So 2 in the last 10 years. Been then back to the Red Sox, back to the Giants, back to the Giants, back to the Cardinals, back to the Giants, back to the Yankees, back to the Phillies, back to the Red Sox, back to the Cardinals. It is top 10, frankly, but top half spenders. You are in the top 10 more than likely as a spender in Major League Baseball. And what happened to the teams that weren't after they won? They traded away their pieces. They got rid of the pieces that they couldn't keep. People left to go get more money. And those teams that had won the World Series, they dissipated. The Royals, a couple years later, they weren't the same team. How could they have been under the circumstances, under the parameters that you have? Right?
Yeah, and I was just going to say I found a list myself. You got to go back to 2017 to find a team that ranked outside of the top 15 in payroll, and it was the Astros who cheated. So, do you really count that? If you want to go, let's say you don't count that, then you have to go all the way back. I believe it's the 02 Marlins, who were 25th in payroll, 03 or 02. Whatever year they won that one against the Yankees. That's how long it's been since a team won that was bottom 16 to 30 and not 15 to 1 in payroll. If you don't count the Astros, which I personally don't. But
they cheated. And even if you want to count it, that's 2 in 20 plus years?
And even if you do count them, just because their payroll was low, they still had Altuve, Springer, Correa.
And again, to that point, though, they're now 11th in payroll and $234 million on their payroll because they are paying a lot of those guys. Altuve's still there. Those guys, they're still competitive. That's a team now that is paying some more money.
And a lot of people talk about the Royals as a small market team that won a World Series, and it's true, but the Royals were 13th in payroll in 2015. They were technically
a good point.
Top half. Now, they weren't Dodgers just throwing $1 quadrillion at people, but the Royals, for, their history, that's one of the highest they've ever been in payroll.
Exactly. Right now, they are 18th, $180 million.
Yeah.
And it looks like, to your point, you're going to spend $200 million if you want to win a World Series.
Pretty much have to.
That's not the case in the NFL because we all have pulling from the same pool. We all have the same money. I have the same resources. So no, yes, the end results are not what scream parity to me. Different champions doesn't mean you have good parity at all. Look at the teams in the playoffs in the MLB, in Major League Baseball, excuse me. It's a lot of the same teams.
It really is.
It's a lot of the same teams, isn't it?
I mean, there's a reason we went 30 years without making it once.
Exactly.
Or 29. But
exactly.
And then we went another 9-10 years after winning the World Series without making it again. Of course, some of it is...
The Cleveland Browns won a playoff game in this decade.
Yeah. It's like, of course, the Royals didn't make perfect decisions. Dayton Moore didn't draft perfectly. Like, there were busts. That's fine. But every other team has busts, and they can just make up for it by signing the top guy, In the NFL, if you don't draft well, and, you don't... Everybody's got the same resources in free agency, so they can spend the same. You can't just go pay the best player the most money, act like you're the Dodgers. There's a reason the Giants and Jets in New York both suck, and they have for a long time, because they can't just spend whatever they want. But in the MLB, the Mets and Yankees, they're winning almost every year. Now, they're not winning it all, but they are, like you said, in the postseason in contention. So you're right. I mean, it's why the NFL's the king. That's why everyone watches it.
Yes.
2 of the 4 teams that were in the conference championship in 2024 didn't even make it to the playoffs in 2025. You're not finding that in other sports.
Not even close, and it's not even close to how down bad this guy is at the Olympics. I don't know if you've seen this yet, Jackson. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I have not seen this.
Oh, this will be fun. We're going to listen to this audio. It's not in English, but I'll translate it all for you as he, an Olympian, and now a bronze medalist in these Winter Olympics over in Milan, Italy, apologizes to his now ex-fiance that he wants back.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. 96.5 The Fan. We'll get it all right here. Jackson Ogden, Mac Morey with you till 9 o'clock right here on After Hours. It's your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions. It's February romance once again. Buy one toilet, get one half off. Call Connolly at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, and we've partnered with Cupid to bring you the best Valentine's Day gifts, even if you forgot. We won't tell. From heart necklaces with sparkling diamonds to stylish gold hoops, every piece is made with love. Plus, there's still time to propose. We make it easy to create their dream engagement ring. We have meaningful gifts for every budget. It'll look like you've been planning this for months. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circa Sports. From pro and college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here we go, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports, rolling along here. Mac Morey with you, Jackson Ogden running this whole operation until 9 o'clock with you all. And got a couple minutes here to talk about a guy that just I feel bad for. And I want to ask you all, did he do the right thing? Would you have done this? I mean, this is a guy who is down bad, a Norwegian skier. Norwegian biathlete wins the bronze. Then Unprompted uses his post-race interview to reveal that he cheated on his girlfriend. She left him, and he hopes that, quote, committing this social suicide might show how much I love her. Jackson, let me
oh no. Oh no.
I want to just, see if, before we do this, maybe you can pull up some sad music that you can play under it, and I can play the audio, and I can translate, and we can just have this be a whole thing, because I want to hear you guys from the text line, 913-586-7965, how you think, what do you think about this? Is this the right thing? Like, should he have done this? Because he goes all out, and I'll play the audio here, and I'll talk over it, and we'll do this, right?
Go ahead.
Som kanskje ikke ser på I dag.
Give me a second.
For et halvt år siden så møtte jeg mitt livs kjærlighet.
6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful and kindest person in the world. 3 months ago, I made my biggest mistake and cheated on her and told her about it a week ago. It's been the worst week of my life. I told her a week ago, and then it ended, of course. I'm not ready to give up. I hope that committing social suicide might show how much I love her. I'm taking the consequences for what I've done. I regret it with all my heart. Maybe I'm just stupid. But I do stupid things. And I realize this is the woman of my life. And I can't live my whole life keeping it a secret from her. And he continues, I have nothing to lose. I've done that for her. My only way to the goal is to tell everything and put everything on the table and hope that she can still love me. Whew! This is after a bronze, by the way. This is not a gold.
He didn't even win?
This is a bronze medal. This is home Legred, not gonna, Norwegian. I don't know. But either way, guys, what do you think? 913-586-7965. Is this down bad? Or are you like,
has the ex said anything publicly yet?
Do
we have anything yet on the response?
We have a response yet.
So we're just gonna go solely off process here because we don't know the result yet.
Yeah, exactly.
If it works.
Exactly. We don't. Yeah. Do you like the process? Exactly. Do you like this strategy? Listen, man, I'm in love with a wonderful and beautiful woman named Hannah, and I'm engaged to her, and I can't wait to marry her this year in July. And let me tell you, I would be down bad if something like this was happening, but I wouldn't have gotten myself in this situation in the first place, right?
It's true.
But let's just kind of take it for what it is, and let's say that did happen. I mean, I could see myself going to these lengths. I could see myself doing anything in my power, but I don't know, man. I don't think I would do that at the speech. Like, I think...
I feel like
is that more for you or is that more for her?
I feel like it's embarrassing for her more than it is for you, even.
Yeah.
Like, it is embarrassing for him, but it's like, I'm sure she didn't want that publicly out there either for the whole world to hear. And I mean, we're talking about it all the way across the pond, over here in the middle of America. We would have never known who those people were. Oof, that was a sad one, man.
Yeah,
I hope his shot goes in, but that's like a Lillard, like no. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is technically like this is a rebound that he's had to take back out because they need 3 points and you've got 3 seconds left. So he's running back to the perimeter and he's shooting a fadeaway with 2 hands in his face as the buzzer goes down. The 816, he's shooting a shot, but in reverse. LOL. Yeah, I'd agree. Don't know if I'd do the same. But either way, you got to kudos to the effort. Kudos to the effort. 816, only he knows if it was worth the shot. My fear is if it works, and he regrets it in 10 years. Whoops.
What's a bad shot for some is a good shot for others. Steph kind of embodies that, right?
Exactly right.
Maybe it goes in.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe he gets her back and they make a whole love story documentary on Netflix about it.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So you got to give it to him. Obviously, he's in love. Obviously, he feels bad. Sucks. Hey, all that on his mind. All that stress and anxiety. She's not there to watch him. Bronze medal. Hey, not bad, buddy. Not bad. Finishing in last right now with the girl, but 3rd place in real life. Not bad. Let's get to it. Let's talk some Chiefs. Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall. What do you want in the draft? I want to hear it from all of you guys. This is an imperative and impactful offseason that is just now getting underway for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for all of the Kansas City Chiefs coverage. Mac Morey, Jackson Ogden with you on After Hours for the next 2 hours. Stay locked in.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Want to know why betting the winter games on FanDuel makes sense? From game lines to medal counts to finding your angle on the events you care about most, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. Maybe you want to bet on the medal count. Who's going to finish with the most gold medals? As a country, as an individual, athlete, you name it. You can go over to the FanDuel app and go to the Winter Olympics tab, speed skating. You can take a look at the luge, figure skating, you name it. You can also live bet during the game. So you're watching there on a weekend and you see something happening in a particular event. Maybe you want to root on Team USA, but also have even more incentive for them to win. you can throw a bet down over on the FanDuel app. So with the winter games on, there's no better way to follow them than with a bet over on FanDuel. Curling matches that start slow. Maybe you saw our video that we tried out curling a little bit. Somehow it gets tense very fast. Speed skating decided by inches. Hockey games that feel just a bit different from the opening faceoff, and so much more. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hold on tight. Things are spinning into action. At Harris, Kansas City on Saturday, February 28th, it's the $50,000 Spin Credible event. Take your turn at the giant prize wheel and spin your way up to $5,000 in free play. And the excitement keeps turning because at 10 p.m., one lucky winner will walk away with $50,000 in cash. Keep those entries rolling with 5 times entries on Sundays, February 15th, 22nd, and Friday, February 27th. Spin big, win big. Only at Harris's Kansas City. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy. Guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-575-6879. 800-575-6879.
Max Minute on Twitter and Instagram every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Seven o'clock on a Tuesday. It's 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey with you. Usually hear me in the mornings on Fesco and Dusty. Excited to be getting some time with you over here at night with Jackson Ogden, who's running the show with you for the next 2 hours till 9 o'clock. We're here with you. Stay locked in, of course, on the airwaves, FM, AM, 96.5 The Fan. You can hear us on the app, the Odyssey app. You can watch us on the Fan 965. That's our social media tag for all socials, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. Watch us there. And, of course, we are on Instagram posting all the time and getting y'all's opinion on and off the air. Right now, I can get it on 913-586-7965. That's the number to our J Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965. Right now, talking Kansas City Chiefs, baby. We're talking the offseason. We're talking what's next. I told you just a little bit ago why I'm optimistic about what is in store for the Chiefs, because I don't think it's necessarily as far off as a lot of people think. I think the Chiefs will have a top 10 offensive line next year. They're going to figure out this running back issue. And with a comparable or a, just quality wide receiver coach and a quality offensive coordinator bringing accountability. I'm not saying Matt Nagy wasn't, but we needed a new face, fresh. I say fresh and new. It's newer, it's fresher. It's been 3 or 4 years, right? So It's newer, it's fresher. It's what that team needs right now. I believe with those additions and changes and adjustments that, like they'll be great. Patrick Mahomes is going to be great with a top 10 offensive line and a running back and wide receivers who are improved. They're talented. We know they are, right? So we discussed that. Now we discuss the specifics of how they get there, right? Because we mentioned it. First step, we all know it. It's no secret. Brett Veach better know it. It's get a damn running back on this football team. And honestly, you probably get two. I know Jay Binkley, our guy who you can hear all the time on character concerns with Chris Unicero. Of course, they're talking mock draft. They're talking Chiefs all the time. Make sure you listen to that on our Odyssey page. He wants Tyler Algier. And I get that. I like Tyler Algier. 1,000-yard runner without Bijan Robinson. They then draft Bijan Robinson. He becomes RB2, and he's been quality. He's been great. He can do it all. He's been consistent. I like him. I wouldn't be upset if they got Tyler Algier and then drafted someone else in the first 3 rounds. But you know the move that would get me going, that would get me juiced? Go get Breece Hall. It's really easy. I haven't really died on a hill like this for a free agent in a while, but I think you've got to go get Breece Hall. You've got to go get a guy who's 24, 25. You don't have to break a bank for a running back. That's the great thing. He's the best running back in free agency, or most people would say he's the best running back in free agency. You don't got to break the bank for him. It's going to be $10 to $12 million. It really is. And he's 24, 25. He hasn't necessarily been used a lot. He hasn't been playing postseason. He's been on the Jets, right? He wants to go to a good team. He's mentioned Kansas City before. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He fits this style of play perfectly. Him with a drafted running back in the top 3 rounds, and Brashard Smith, I guess, occasionally, or even Kareem Hunt to keep as a kind of a fullback-esque short yardage guy. That, to me, is a perfect scenario for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was somebody at the trade deadline last year that wanted Breece but wasn't willing to give up a third to get Breece, and I think, obviously, the Chiefs agreed. They reportedly offered a fourth. The Jets said, we need a third. Kansas City said, no, thank you. In hindsight, thank God we did not do that, because that third-round pick is going to be a high third-round pick now. But I think that would be a big swing. I've also been on the Algier train just a bit. I think if you're going to go Algier, you have to entertain the thought of Jeremiah Love more, and you have to entertain the thought of second-round more. If you go Breece, I feel like you could go third, fourth-round running back, just because I think Breece is a tier, maybe not even a full tier, but just a little bit above Tyler Algier's back in total. Algier's quality, but Breece is better.
Okay, yeah, but you think it's close?
I wouldn't say it's astronomically different. I think Breece is more talented. I think Breece is a good bet.
Is it $7 million different?
In the Chiefs' instance, when you're so hard-pressed against the cap, you kind of could see the argument for going Algier for $7 million less.
Because I think it'll be that.
I mean, you're gonna cut Juwan Taylor. That'll free up about 20. You got to restructure some guys. You got to make some moves, but you're still hard-pressed against the cap. And so, do you pay $7 million more for Breece Hall, or do you pay $7 million less for Algier, who's productive, maybe not as good, maybe not as quick, but he's more productive than what you had last year, and then add another running back in the draft? We'll see. What they can't do is what they did last offseason and say, here's Elijah Mitchell and here's Brashard Smith. Here's a running back core. Elijah Mitchell never played. Brashard Smith barely played, and Pacheco and Hunt couldn't get it done. I mean, Veach completely ignored it last offseason, so you just got to get anyone at this point. And there was a point where I thought Kenneth Walker's a possibility with Charbonnet being there, but then Charbonnet gets hurt, and you're like, well,
and Walker explodes.
He wins Super Bowl MVP, and it's like, okay, that's gone.
And honestly, Walker really good. I still think Breece Hall's better. I really like Kenneth Walker. Would have been excited about him. I'm not gonna be upset if that's what they do. If that's the route. If it's the Tyler Algier route, and Binkley's on here the next day, I told you guys. Yeah, great, absolutely, super excited about that. I believe that he could, and probably would, explode in comparison and relative to his numbers previous, right? Because he's been an RB2, he'd be the RB1 here more than likely. Like, yeah, I could get it. He'd be $4 million ish in my opinion. But to me, like, Breece Hall is still better. Like, I think the gap is bigger than maybe what you think, Jackson. Like, I think I want to make sure I don't say anything outlandish here. He's top 10 running back. For sure.
He definitely can be. I mean, when he's at his best, he can be. And it's hard to evaluate a guy on the Jets because it's like it's such a dumpster fire, and they don't have many offensive pieces there, and nobody respects their quarterback play, so they're going to stack the box and do anything to stop Brees. So I get your point, and I think if you ask me who would I rather have if I could pay him the same amount of money, definitely Brees Hall, not even a question. But I think of it more as, would I want like an Algier and a Romeo Dobbs or just a Brees Hall? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I just go get Algier, I feel like I can make more moves. If I get a Brees Hall, I feel like less moves can be made.
You can still draft a running back, though.
You could. And I think if you sign a premium enough one this offseason, you don't have to take one at 9. But
no, you shouldn't take one at 9, period.
Even if you strike out in free agency? I mean, even if you get nobody. I mean, if
you get
just
nobody,
Kareem Hunt.
if you get nobody, I will make spec. I will make sure spec gives me after hours because I will have to be on here screaming every day in anger. I will be irate if we go. I mean, dude, no. I mean, come on, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White, Javonte Williams. Go get one of these guys.
Yeah.
ETN, you can go get any of those guys. I'd be okay. Rashad White, I love Rashad White. I think Rashad White's great. I think he's a great dual threat running back. I think he's bigger. I like Rashad White. He's local. I would love that as well. Any of those guys would make me excited. Any of those. Not Kenneth Gainwell, not J.K. Dobbins, and sure as hell not re-signing Isaiah Pacheco.
No, yeah. I don't think that's happening.
I've given you 3, 6, 7 names. 7, you can't get. You got to get one. You got to get one if you're Brett Veach, and if not, spec. Open up the hours, baby, because I will be screaming into this mic. There's just no excuse.
I guess, yeah. My argument would be if you do strike out,
of course,
you're forced to go running back at 9.
I guess we'd have to talk about it.
You'd have to be forced to talk about Love at 9. But no, I think they will get one. I don't know who it'll be, if it's a Brees, if it's an Algier, if maybe it is a Rashad White, like you mentioned. But there's just too many decent ones out there to just sit on your hands and be like, we'll draft one and keep Rashard Smith and do that. No. Like you've got to make a move here.
How much do you take into consideration the cap situation? Because we've got text line worried about the cap, and we're in cap hell, and another texter now saying we can't be signing guys like this. We got to sign one, $3 million running back, right, and get this cap in situation. You're saving $7 or $8 million on a running back is not going to get your cap situation correct. What's going to get your cap situation corrected is drafting right and trading a couple of different pieces and moving on from guys earlier than you have.
I think the thing is, how long are you committing to these guys? And we see at most a running back get 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. I think Saquon got 4. Josh Jacobs might have got 4. Like, you're not going to have to commit to these guys forever. And I think that's more so like, I'm not worried about the 2026 cap as much as I am future years, because it's reported by multiple people around the organization that the McDuffie deal is in talks, and they're trying to get that done. And
he's scary.
I'm in belief that they're going to re-sign McDuffie. We'll see.
Good decision.
They already paid Karlaftis. They're paying Chris Jones absurd money, and they can't get out of that yet. They've got to stick with that. They don't have a choice. Mahomes can restructure, but his cap hit is still huge. I mean, he's already been restructuring, and we've been pushing it down the road so many years that this year it's second in the NFL, 70-something million. So it's tough. Right? Like that's what makes this sport tough, is you can't just hand out as much money as you want like you can in the MLB. And at the end of the day, if I have to break the bank and I have to get hard pressed against the cap for a running back, I would rather draft one. I would rather go get a younger one, or like, a Kenneth Gainwell and draft one. I know you don't love Gainwell, but I thought he had a decent season in Pittsburgh.
He's fine. Yeah.
It's something.
His biggest plays were catching passes.
Which could be useful. Like, Jerick McKinnon was very valuable in Kansas City as a pass catcher.
I need to run the football, though, Jackson.
We do.
I need Mahomes to be able to, on 2nd and 5, say, I'm handing the football off. And you know what, defense? There's a chance we get it. There's a chance we get 5 whole yards. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be crazy.
With running the football, that would be a marvel. So, yeah, I think you have to make that a priority. Kenneth Walker is a guy you get second after you got Tyler Algier. Yeah, I'm in. And then you don't draft any of them. Because, hey, I'm okay with not drafting a running back, too. Get 2 running backs in free agency. Go get Rashad White and Kenneth Walker, or Kenneth Gainwell. Go get 2 of those lesser pieces together. Spend a total of $7 or $8 million, less than you would on just Brees Hall. I'm okay with that. And then draft defense. Get speed. Get speed on the defensive line.
Have to.
David Bailey, please drop to 9.
Yeah.
Don't think it's going to happen.
Any good pass rusher, fall to 9. Really. Keldrick Falk, anybody.
Yeah.
Fall to 9, please.
Fall to 9.
I really doubt it, but Reuben Bain, fall to 9. I can overlook I know Bink hates it, but I can overlook your short arms.
Yeah, Bink doesn't like it.
I can overlook your short arms,
Bink
even though
even
though Bink was right about Will Campbell's short arms. I got to give him that.
He was. I mean, Mitchell Schwartz is saying that it's not because of the short arms. He had a whole thing on Twitter. This isn't because of the short arms. This is wrong. It's because he's got a late punch, late hands, which could be true too. I haven't watched the whole breakdown, but I appreciate his input as well. And obviously, on those things, it's an all-pro tackle.
I'll trust him over me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And even over Binkley. I love you, Bink, but even over Bink, maybe on something like that, I'll go with the all-pro and former Super Bowl winner. We're talking Kansas City Royals. I told you why the Chiefs don't have as much to be worried about as you may think. I'm going to talk to you about now the Kansas City Royals, and it may be an easier sell than you may think. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for the Kansas City Royals.
Have you been diagnosed with head or neck cancer? At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. Proton therapy means increased precision, reducing side effects like dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, and the loss of taste as compared to conventional radiation. If you've been diagnosed, don't wait. Get your second opinion today and see KC's largest, most experienced proton therapy team. Visit kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Whether you're commuting to work or heading out for a fast coffee break, getting an auto insurance quote is just a tap away. With AAA, you're always connected, so you can focus on the road ahead. Rest easy knowing AAA's got you covered, no matter where life takes you. AAA, we're always with you. To start your quote, visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern. It's February. You know what time it is. Spring training meant Royals baseball is back on 96.5 The Fan. I'll be down in Arizona with the boys in blue, joining all 3 shows throughout the week. I'll have my hot stove show every Thursday night at 6 o'clock. And if you can't be there and surprise with me, I'll post videos on 96.5 The Fan's social media accounts, so you don't even need to leave the couch to watch your favorite players in action. This is your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Keep it moving, 7:17 Tuesday night. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. This is After Hours. I'm Mac Morey. Usually hear me in the mornings from 6 until 10 a.m. with Fesco and Dusty. You see me on our social media pages as well, doing all of our videos, doing my new video series, Max Minute, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can find that on the Fan 965. Love being here with you in the After Hours. Love getting to do it. Did it a couple of times earlier on, and then haven't done it in a minute, and I'm glad I'm getting these chances. Glad I'm getting to do it with you as well. Jackson Ogden running the show. Haven't gotten to work with him. Haven't really even gotten to meet you, see you, spend time with you, so it's been fun for this last hour and 15. Can't wait to do it for the next hour and 45 and spending time with you all as well, guys. This has been fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the top of the show, we are on opposites to where I'm working these.
Yeah.
And I'm catching you guys in the morning, but not at 6. I'm catching you guys around
I don't blame you.
8 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, now I'm listening to the show. But yeah, definitely, there's 2 worlds colliding here. The night shift and the morning shift going together.
Well, definitely having a lot of fun, and appreciate everyone texting into the text line. 913-586-7965 is the J Southland Tow Service text line. 913-586-7965. Catch us on the stream as well. You can watch us on all of our social media pages. We were talking Chiefs. We were talking what we need to do, what this Kansas City Chiefs team needs to do to get back on top, to be back in it. And frankly, I don't think it's as much as some others think. I think there's a foundation here that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, with an improved coaching staff, can work with to propel themselves back to where they want to go. We watched who was in the playoffs. We watched the quarterback play these last few weeks. And tell me number 15 isn't above that. Galaxies beyond that.
It really hurt to watch this postseason because there were so many games where I was like, God, we would have won that game.
We would have won that game.
We would have won. The AFC was terrible this year.
Terrible.
And we were talking about this in the bullpen, where it felt like every year we got through the AFC, it was like, wow, that Ravens team was really good, or wow, that Bills team was good, or that Bengals team was great. And this year it was like, man, if the Chiefs were just the Chiefs again, they would have rolled. They would have gotten right through.
They're playing close until the end would have worked completely fine because Patrick Mahomes would have been above and beyond any of those other quarterbacks, any of those other offenses. And the defenses, AFC had a couple of great ones. Denver, kudos to you guys. I don't think in the playoffs you would have been able to handle Patrick Mahomes. Frankly, you weren't able to handle Drake May, and we saw what Seattle did to him.
They barely handled Chris Oladokun.
Yeah, come on.
It was a tie game with 2 minutes left on Christmas night.
Exactly. So I love this text from the 816 as well. Caleb Downs or Bailey or trade out of 9. I'm with you. Caleb Downs is kind of I think I saw this text earlier this morning, so I don't know a number to credit to, but it was a good text, kind of like that's a dynasty resetter kind of draft pick is Caleb Downs because he's a leader, because you'd be a day one starter, because he could be one of your best defensive players year one. And that's exactly what this team, and specifically what Spags does on defense, that's kind of what he needs, kind of what this team runs on as a safety. We saw it with Tyrann Mathieu, and then we saw it with Justin Reed, and there was a void. They decided not to bring back Reed, and it is proven to be so far a mistake, as Jaden Hicks, Chamari Connor, those guys couldn't fill it. I had hope, big time hope for Hitstick Hicks. It didn't work out. We'll see if that happens next season, but Caleb Downs could absolutely be an option here. Got a few minutes left. I want to talk in this segment. I'll talk Kansas City Royals. I want to talk a little bit of optimism, and you'll see this if you follow our social media pages. I'll have a Max Minute video out about a little bit of this tomorrow around 12:30, around your guys' lunch break more often than not, about Royals optimism. Because we've got PTSD as Royals fans. It's so easy for us to be negative and to say, no, stop, we're bad, right? I get it. I totally get that. But can I just remind everyone, as disappointing and upsetting and frankly boring last season was, a snooze fest of a team to watch last year, they were over 500. That was a team that finished over 500 with a putrid, anemic, weak-ass offense. Bottom 5 in runs per game, bottom 5 in home runs, and well below average in on-base percentage. They had 2 months in that season where they were historically bad in runs per game, below the Chicago White Sox, below any other team in Major League Baseball. And they were still able to find their stride and go above 500 and vying for a playoff spot at the end a little bit there. A little bit spicy. They were able to make it happen. So now, with a healthy bullpen and Bubic and Lugo being back, with the hope for Cole Reagans, we'll see there. Obviously, Noah Cameron. There's some question marks there, but overall, this bullpen, you'd say on paper, top 10, potentially top 5 bullpen in Major League Baseball, potentially the best left side of the infield in Major League Baseball. And oh, by the way, a guy who's 6th or 7th, depending on what book you're looking at, in Rookie of the Year odds for AL, in Carter Jensen, a guy who can spell Salvador Perez at the catcher spot and give El Capitan a little bit of rest, a day off here and there, make him DH. And Carter Jensen's going to be behind the plate more than Salvador Perez next year, and you can book that. He'll have more days at catcher than Salvador Perez, and that's going to be huge for not only Salvador Perez, but this whole team subsequently. The offense is going to take a step up. Isaac Collins, not an exciting addition, but as Dusty has said to me over these past few weeks, and as I have now seen, looked at his numbers and read some stuff about him, this is a guy who gets on base. This is a consistent outfield bat. Is it exciting? Is he going to be mashing 40 home runs? No. Okay? It's not going to happen. But this team, and Josh Vernier, who we had on Fesco and Dusty this morning, said, listen, his expectations are better than they were last year, and he thinks this team is better than they were last year. Here he is.
As you get ready to head out to Surprise, I think the excitement, the hope surrounds Jack Caglione, Carter Jensen, and maybe the new outfielder. So, yeah, you have more power. I think you're better defensively. You're better on the base paths. Your pitching is healthy, and your bullpen is better. So, again, this is a team that should win the division. I think it's playoffs or bust if you stay healthy. And if the team deals with a lot of injuries this season, it doesn't mean they can have a losing year. Again, to me, the floor for this organization and this 2026 team is 82 wins. That's how I look at Royals baseball. You need to be a winner every single season. I don't care how banged up you are.
Yeah, there's no excuses, right? There's no excuses. I love the 82 is the floor. That is the absolute floor. I love the expectations there from Vern. Winning the AL, coming out a little hot there. I expect them to win the division. Yeah. And Tigers are good.
Tigers did also just add Valdez, so I mean, it's not going to be easy.
I would take a rest on that, take a beat, maybe should win the division, but absolutely they're going to be right there with them. They're going to be with them. I believe that, and I love this from the 816. And I made it a point, text line, to not mention this player until now. Jack Caglione can hit 40 home runs, like you see from the 816, but we'll see. Absolutely he could. We'll see. That's a reason I didn't even mention him yet. That's a guy who a lot of people are already out on, whatever is what it is. This is a guy who could pop off and find his way and be a powerful, powerful bat for them and provide pop. And who knows? Maybe he's decent in the outfield. We'll see there. But offensively, he could be huge for this team. And even if he's not what we all want in our minds and what the video game version of Jack Caglione might be, what if he's just a guy who's going to go out and hit 275, get on base, and hit 25 home runs?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That'd be a huge upgrade compared to last year's outfield. Yeah. We're talking about Isaac Collins not being exciting, and fine, yeah, nobody's going to be like, oh my goodness, the Royals got Isaac Collins. It cannot be overstated how big of an upgrade that is in left field compared to what they were throwing out there last year.
Huge.
India opening day, I believe, was left field.
Yes.
Melendez was left field for a little bit. They had no answer in left field. And then to start the season in right field, it was Renfroe. And then, they would throw out Biggio sometimes. And they just had no answers. It got to the point where at the deadline, they just had to throw darts to Yastrzemski, to Grichuk, to Frazier, just trying to find bats that could do literally anything.
Yes.
And I think this team the floor isn't as low as that with Caglione and with Carter Jensen and with Isaac Collins this year. You know, I believe if Cags were to hit 250 and hit 25 bombs this year, that's a huge upgrade compared to what you had. That's not going to win the MVP, but it's a gigantic upgrade compared to what we had last year. And if Isaac Collins can hit 270, right, and he can have like 15 home runs, sign me up.
Yeah.
That's so much better than what we just dealt with last year. The team won one home game the entire month of June. The entire month of June. My first month here at the station, I thought I was the curse. I was like, what's going on?
It's not you, I swear.
I was like, what's going on? They can't win a game at home. But 100% agree, man. That this lineup, I'm with you. I'm with Vern. I think the floor for them is 500. I really do believe 81 and 81 would be the floor. And I think the ceiling is probably about a 95-win team that could win the Central.
Love this from Dan, and KCK says, hi, Matt. It's okay, it's Mac, but we'll take it. Royals will win 93 games and the Central Division. Just need to do the little things. Move the base runners. Drive them in. Take care. You take care, Dan, as well. And I agree with you. They forgot some of those little things. They weren't doing some fundamentals. Drive in base runners. Singles from the 816. Then Jack's prime, Alex Gordon. Okay, fine. Make it 250 and 20 home runs, right? I was just throwing out something, okay? I'm just saying it's not going to be the 40 home run guy necessarily, but if Jack Caglione can provide pop and provide drive with the bat and be okay over there in right field, then okay.
Not to mention the outfield's coming in and getting lowered.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's be huge.
It's going to be a bit more friendly to the hitters, especially a guy like Vinny and Garcia and Bobby, who, man, I can't tell you how many times last year when we were dying to have a run, they had to fly out to the warning track, and you're thinking, oh, Kaufman strikes again, you know? And so we'll see this year. But I do want to get back to the Dan point real quick, just to his thing where he said base runners and stuff. I think it's extremely underrated how poor the Royals were on the base paths last year and how much that costed them.
Mm-hmm.
This is a team that even when they've been bad, they've done that right. They've stolen bases. They've moved the runner.
Fundamental
even
baseball.
Even the 100-loss teams were doing that right.
Yeah.
And for some reason, last year's team was getting picked off of bases. They were getting caught stealing. They were sending guys home that they shouldn't. Like it felt like they were so desperate to create offense that they were making these mistakes that we're not used to them making. And so I thought Dan made a very good point there that the base running wasn't talked about enough, how much that costed them last year.
Yeah, and that's going to be on Cotrero to fix that this season, right? Like that's going to be something that people are going to be magnified, zoomed in on to begin the year. 660, if Cags fails as an offensive player, he can go to the bullpen. Don't forget he throws 98. Yeah, I wish. I don't think that's in the Royals' plans, and I think that ship has probably sailed. But either way, Cags, all these guys, the pressure's not there on Caglione. Carter Jensen has gotten a little bit of experience, a few at-bats last year to go into his rookie season. I think this team is now poised and knows who they are identity-wise a little bit more, to your point, Jackson. I mean, just the outfield alone. Michael Garcia, talk about a year ago. You're talking about a year ago from today. I mean, geez, we didn't know Michael Garcia was this guy.
He wasn't even in the opening day lineup.
No. And now he's an all-star. Now he's someone
probably your second best hitter, third best hitter. Yeah.
Yep. He's huge. So I'm really excited about this Royals team, and I think all of you should be optimistic as well. And guess what? Guess another name that I didn't say. Bobby Witt Jr., a top 3 player in baseball. That changes the whole dynamic of this team and this division as well. We're going to talk Cooper Kupp. I think he changed the dynamic of a couple of teams in his case. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Carrington says no, pretty defiantly on Twitter. I disagree. And I know it's a tough case, but I'm going to sell y'all. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Stay here.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace. Just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Let's keep moving here on a wonderful day. After hours, 7:35, Tuesday night. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Royals. Your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey with you here for around 90 more minutes. Jackson Ogden running the show. We were just talking Royals, just talking optimism, just talking expectations. Josh Fernier, myself, and even Jackson, we're all kind of in. Like, there's reasons to believe this team should step up. And in Vern's words, the floor 82 wins from the 816. Is Q's seat hot if they don't win the division? As Vern said, he said 82 wins. I expect that they should win the division. I mean, to paraphrase, he said they should win it, which is, I mean, again, the Tigers, that's the first or second best pitcher in baseball, and the rest of that lineup is stout and stacked. That's a good, really good Tigers team. That's a World Series potentially contending Detroit Tigers team. So for Vern to kind of put us in that air, I don't know. That's saying something. But is QC hot if they don't win the division? No. In my opinion.
I mean, they just extended him.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So they're not going to pay the rest of that contract.
And it's also a question that's kind of hard because, like, say you win 93 games, but Detroit wins 96. Is Q's seat hot because we didn't win 97? No, not really, right? So it's all dependent. Now,
Yeah, of
if
course.
the team came out this year and the division winner was 80 and 82 and we went 70 and 92,
then we're having a discussion.
A discussion would happen.
And Bobby Witt's healthy the whole season, like all this stuff, right? Yeah, of course.
But if we're just talking, let's say the Royals go 88 wins, right, and they get the wild card. No. Q's not on the hot seat.
No, not at all. Not at all.
People forget how bad it was with Matheny. They forget how bad.
Yeah, like where we've come. We've come so far, right? Like I think people sometimes forget, like, patience in sports is so valuable, and we get a little spoiled and we forget the consistencies in 816. This is not directed at you by any means, but I think we can get a little bit, we want more, right? It's natural. We want it. We want more. We've seen what this team has the ability or capability to do, the potential, the heights that this team could reach are farther than they've come so far. So we're going now. I think Cochero is the guy. We'll start having him on here pretty soon every Wednesday on Fesco and Dusty. You'll be able to catch that interview at 9 o'clock every Wednesday on Fesco and Dusty, where we have Matt Cochero on. Hey, Matt. Good morning. Okay, let's talk a little Cooper Kupp. The Hall of Fame arguments have now begun for Cooper Kupp. Okay? And I get why there's an argument. I don't think it's a for sure thing, but I think he should be in. And I got a couple of reasons for you, okay? First off, let's just go through the stats. 9 seasons, 8,300 receiving yards, about 8,400. So let's call it 8,400, 59 touchdowns, an offensive player of the year, an all-pro, a Pro Bowl, a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP, and a Triple Crown winner. If he retired today, is he a Hall of Famer is the question. So I guess the naysayers would say it was one season. It was one 1,900-yard season. He had 2,000-yard years. I think that would be throwing away one of the best seasons any player at the positions ever had. It was close to 2,000 yards. It was a Triple Crown year. One of 13 players to ever win the Triple Crown. And really, if you look at that, it's bogus. It's baloney. He's one of 5. He's one of 5. It started with Jerry Rice in the 90s. Before, you can look at the list. It's a joke. It's the guys in the 60s and the 40s. I don't care about your Triple Crown. Yeah, see? Yeah, got the ball again. There he goes. Yeah, no, I don't care. It started with Jerry Rice. There's 5 of them, right? So he's one of the 5. And his season, his Triple Crown season, is pretty by far. I don't want to say by far, but it kind of is. It's marginally better than any of the Triple Crown years. And again, you're talking Steve Smith, Jerry Rice. You're talking bona fide Jamar Chase. You're talking studs. There's not a miss. I love those stats in sports. It's like a 50, 40, 90 season. Like, there's not many misses with that, right? If you're one of those guys, if you're on this list, if you're on this echelon, there's not a guy where you're like, why is he in this stat? Why is he in this room? Right? Like, Triple Crown's one of those awards. He won a Super Bowl MVP on a team with Matthew Stafford and Aaron Donald. Okay? Like, he was the player. They needed him in a game that Odell Beckham was the star until he got hurt, and they had to shift to Cooper Kupp, and he became the piece while getting double teamed, because he was getting double. That's why OBJ was so great, right? He was one-on-one, and he was still not at the peak of his powers by any means, but still had that juice left in him, still had that athleticism and burst, and the hands of OBJ to do what he was doing. Can you tell the story of the 21st century of football without Cooper Kupp? Can't tell that season without Cooper Kupp, that's for sure. And frankly, couldn't you tell this season without Cooper Kupp? And I know, it's JSN's year. Sam Darnold, best comeback maybe in one of the best comebacks ever in the NFL. One of the best comeback stories in sports, Sam Darnold. Kenny Walker, Super Bowl MVP. I get it. The defense is awesome. Cooper Kupp was massive in that Super Bowl. It was a close game for the first half, and I know it didn't feel close. The score was. It was a close game for the first 3 quarters. He had 6 or 7 catches, 70 yards. JSN was out for a large part of that game. They needed him for a couple of those big first downs. I believe he was the one who had the big catch to start the game to get in that field goal range. Dude, I don't know if that was a catch. They maybe should have reviewed that. Either way, it goes down as a catch, and it was right at the sidelines, and he caught it with a guy draped over him in the Super Bowl, because that's what he does. He was a major contributor in both Super Bowls that he won. Less than 70 guys ever in NFL history have won a Super Bowl on multiple teams. He's one of them. I think he belongs there. I think it's special what he's done. And yeah, I know he's had only 2,000-yard seasons. I'll give him 3 because one of them was 970 and he started like 12 games. So I'll give him 3,000-yard seasons. But I don't care. Like, Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Never had a 1,000-yard year. I believe that's the stat. Maybe he had one, but I believe that is the statistic. So it's about what you do in the big moments. It's about the mark that you leave on the game. In a 1,900-yard Triple Crown season, followed up by this year joining a new team, beating your rival and having an impact in that game, scoring a touchdown against your former team that you won a Super Bowl with in the NFC Championship, to now exercise demons from your new team, from your new franchise in the Seattle Seahawks, and then go win the Super Bowl and be an impactful player in that when your number one weapon goes down. Yeah, man, I think he belongs in there. I really do. And I know Carrington totally disagrees, but hey, 3,000-yard seasons. 3,000-yard seasons, and they are all, they're all right there. 1,100, 1056. So no 1,300, 1,900-yard years, but he did reach that mark 3 separate times, and then 971 years. So you could call him, if you really want to give him that fourth, but he did not get there for Julian Edelman. But it's about what he did in those big moments. Cooper Kupp now done that twice. Multiple quarterbacks, multiple teams, and a Triple Crown winner. I think he'll be in the Hall. Not first ballot, but he should be recognized. Mike Tirico should be recognized. A legend of a broadcaster, and could be in the Mount Rushmore of play-by-play broadcasters and commentators in general. Let's talk about it. Who's in your Mount Rushmore? I've got a couple good ones. One of them's right here in this city, because we're blessed. It's 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg, just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at helzberg.com.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. Right now, you can make entries and win money in Missouri, and playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your entries right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. I love the Underdog app because it allows me to play with multiple sports, selections from different sports into one entry to see what I can do. So do yourself a favor now and download the app today and use the promo code BOB to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya, guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
How's it going? How's it hanging? How are you feeling here on a Tuesday night? You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey here with you for the next hour and change here on After Hours. Live for 3 with Jackson Ogden, who's running the show. Our first time working together, but it feels like our 100th. We are just dancing beautifully. It's a wonderful tango, and we haven't stepped on each other's toes once, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We're having a great time. We were just talking a little bit of Cooper Kupp, Hall of Fame. We were talking some Royals. We'll go back to talking Chiefs and what's needed for the offseason. And, of course, Darren Peterson, because I got to get some more off my chest because UKU fans just don't get it. You're mad at the wrong person, or, frankly, you're mad at the wrong thing is maybe a better way to say it. And so we'll talk about Darren Peterson coming up at 8 o'clock and that wonderful, wonderful KU team because, man, they are fun to watch. But I want to talk a little bit about just broadcasters, announcers, who your favorite ones are. I think this is kind of a timeless conversation. I think we'll maybe talk a little bit about this tomorrow on the morning show as well. But who are the best commentators? Who's in your Mount Rushmore of commentators? Jackson, do you have any play-by-play guys? Do you have one that you're like, no, this is my favorite?
Are we doing just TV, radio, everything?
Everything.
Everything's in there?
Everything. You can include, you can be Mitch Holtis if you want.
I was going to say locally, I think he has to be in there. Like just growing up here, Denny Matthews.
Denny Matthews got to be in there.
Both those guys have to be there. But if we're going to go on a national scale, my favorite's Tirico, like you brought up. He always has been. I loved him when he was doing Monday nights at ESPN with Gruden and was it Ron Jaworski that they were doing it used to be the crew. Jim Nantz, obviously, up there. Always has been. I've always, and people used to hate me for this, I've always liked Joe Buck. I've always thought he does a good job.
Joe Buck's great.
I've always thought he does a great job. And
I agree, dude.
I think it's maybe because like we're in the media business and we do this and we know what
we know how good he is.
We know what a professional sounds like, and like just a fan hates him because like he hates my team. But
he doesn't, I promise.
But I really think Joe Buck does a good job too, as much as I can't stand Troy Aikman. Who do you got? I mean, those are just some of the guys that came off the top of my head. You got anybody else that?
No, I think those are great ones. Brent Musburger was like my childhood. I growing up here, he was doing Big 12 stuff and college football Saturdays and all that stuff. I was a huge Brent Musburger guy. We're looking live. You're looking live. Like I loved. He made games feel big. He made it feel big for me as a kid. I was, 8, 9 years old, and I wanted to be a broadcaster right off the bat because of Brent Musburger. So he's got to be in there. Mitch Holtis, come on, baby. Come on. Touchdown, Kansas City. It'll never get better than that. And he's now being blessed to have gotten to meet him and get to know him a little bit over these last couple of years. Great person as well. And that does matter. Kevin Harlan.
Yes.
Kevin Harlan is so exciting. He could make a 40-0 football game, a 100-20 basketball game sound awesome. It could be the first game of the season in baseball. And you think you're listening to Game 7 of the World Series. Like Kevin Harlan just makes games feel like that. He's exciting. He's funny. He's got great timing. I'm calling both games.
I'm calling both of them.
Yeah. That was what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm calling both games. Beautiful. Yeah, Kevin Harlan, so good. He actually, my oldest brother was at that Miami Dolphins playoff game, that one that was bitterly cold, right? And he was in the front row, and he actually caught a pass that Tua threw away that somehow the wind just magically carried. And I remember Kevin Harlan on his broadcast is talking about my brother who caught that football. So there's cool. That's a little little anecdote there that we always look back to and love Kevin Harlan for, because and big man caught the football. My brother's not a big guy. He's just wearing 17 jackets, so he looks like, Michelin man or whatever. Mike Breen has got to be in there for me for the NBA.
Yes.
Bang! Bang! Steph Curry, bang!
Yeah, like the memory of Mike Breen is the Ray Allen 3 against the Spurs in Game 6.
Oh, my God.
It's just beautiful, perfect call.
Rebound, back out to Allen for 3.
I've always been, when I was growing up, I didn't listen to radio a lot for any sport except baseball. Baseball, maybe it was because it was summers, because I just, during the days, hot days, I'd turn on the radio, and I really always liked Vin Scully for the Dodgers. Rest in peace. He's obviously a legend. And then the other one, he was with the Mariners forever. He's with the Yankees now, Dave Sims. He is electric. He is so good. When they finally broke the playoff curse, and he always wears the same hat.
Yeah.
And he has always been so good. I was gutted that he left the Mariners because I don't like the Yankees, but he does such a good job. Always loved listening to him, and always rooted for the Mariners growing up just because they were so bad. And I wanted to see Felix Hernandez in the playoffs. I wanted to see those guys make it.
Yeah. I think seeing the guys for specific teams sometimes, like the Mitch Holtses, like him, like Paul Allen, we hear of the text line from 816. Paul Allen for the Vikings.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious. You can tell he's a fan. He cares about this, right? He wants his team to win. He's like you and I, right?
Yeah.
On the couch, getting pissed off, asking, what the hell are you doing? Paul Allen's doing that on the mic, and that's what you want from your team announcer. Obviously, from the 785, you knew we'd get this, right? Gus Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He does college football so well. There are times where it can get a little overboard for me, but that's with Kevin Harlan sometimes, too. Sometimes I am like, all right, let's take it down a notch, but that's also what you want. That's what you get with him,
exciting.
Right?
He's perfect for college football.
He is exactly what you want for college football.
Sideline. He may go. It's perfect. I will say he's definitely fallen down as he's gotten older, but Al Michaels used to be great.
Oh, Al was
Michaels
great.
And Chris Collinsworth, or Al Michaels and John Madden, great tandem. He was great. Since he's gotten on Thursday Night Football, he's come a little, everyone makes jokes about him, but he's great. And
I've been a big criticizer of him recently, but that does not take away what he's done.
He was a legend.
No, he's a
like,
legend.
What, 82? Like
he's
the
old.
fact he's still doing it is insane.
And he shouldn't be. And he
probably shouldn't be. And then Ian Eagle, I think he does a good job too.
Ian Eagle's so good. Both the Eagles.
Yeah. Love that. He's always been good. There's a lot of great ones, man. Like I'm looking through a list to make sure I don't.
Yeah, just try not to forget anyone. Obviously, we've mentioned Denny Matthews. I mean, obviously one of the best.
Kansas City guys are for sure in it.
Lucky here, seriously, with 2 broadcasting legends, and that is legitimate. I mean, you got Lefevre here as well. You've got some serious guys. White Sox play-by-play. I'll have to look him up and listen to him this season. I love doing that throughout the year, choosing different guys to listen to. Obviously, you can do that on the Odyssey app for so many of these teams. You can just go to their city and listen to their sports station, because we've got the flagships around a lot of the United States for these sports teams. So you can just go to the Odyssey app and listen to all those. Al Michaels, to me, I'm sorry. He's
fallen off.
It's just done. It's just so done.
He's done.
I love him, and I say this passionately because I don't want to remember him like this. I really do enjoy him, and he is a legend. He's one of the GOATs. You're tired. You're sleepy.
We're done.
You're sleepy, buddy. Touchdown. Now tied 24-20.
Hey, give him the noon game. See if he's any better then.
Yeah, honestly,
Maybe,
see if he's more awake.
Maybe he just can't stay up that late anymore. That's okay.
That's okay. The Red Bull's worn off, whatever it is by then. It's just, and also, like, if you've commentated, if you've broadcasted 17 million football games, at some point, it probably starts to lose its luster. I mean, that's only human nature. I mean, it's going to start to lose its excitement. It's not the first time anymore. He's done everything. He's seen everything.
I don't know his name. This is going to be the last one I say, because I'm a little short on time.
Yeah.
The San Francisco Giants announcer, play-by-play. It is out of here. Like, I don't know what his name is, but I've always loved his calls. I used to be when I was a kid, like middle school, high school, I'd watch MLB Network, during the summers at night before I went to bed.
John Miller or Dave Fleming? Maybe one of them.
Yeah, one of them. And he would just always, they would cut to live games, and he'd be calling them, and you'd get like live listens, and he would like his calls when the Giants were really good, and unfortunately the one year beat us, but his home run calls just, it is out of here.
Oh, it's so
just
good.
So iconic. It's so good. And someone said, you could put it on the board. Yes.
There we go.
Love that one too.
Love it. There we go. And then we'll end it here, 660. You guys are forgetting about the best in the business, Tony Romo. And with that, we will end the segment.
Not a play-by-play.
Wah, wah, wah. And even if he was, not good, but that's okay. Look out, Jim. All right, let's talk Darren Peterson. Let's talk KU, because I'm telling you what, you guys are missing the point here, KU fans. I get being upset, and I understand all that, but you're upset at the wrong thing right now. And hey, Darren Peterson, he shouldn't give a rip about any of your criticism. I'll tell you why on the other side. It's 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Listen up. It's 2026, and this is going to be your best year yet when it comes to sex. You know why? Because you're finally going to take the advice and try the chewable tablets from Blue Chew. Blue Chew's tablets help you feel and perform at your best, and their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient for your prescription. Be more confident where it counts. Blue Chew is a small chew for a big difference, because showing up matters during life's most exciting moments. You know, just like the athletes that we love to root on for every single day of the week, these athletes have to be able to show up when it matters during the game's most exciting moments. You need to show up during life's most exciting moments. Be ready when she is. It's not just about performance. Give your partner something to brag to their friends about, because nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com and get your first month free when you use the promo code KFNZ at checkout. You just cover $5 for shipping. That's promo code KFNZ. Just cover $5 for shipping. That's it. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Prostate cancer. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed in their lifetime, but early detection can save lives. That's where KCUC comes in. They're the premier center for urology and oncology, with over 50 elite providers and more than 20 locations across the metro. KCUC makes it easy to get screened fast in the comfort of an office, not a hospital. Schedule your screening today at kcuc.com. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. kcuc.com. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA. And I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Follow us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content at The Fan 965, KFMC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Yo, yo, what's going on? Mac Morey here with you for another hour. It's After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for the Kansas City Chiefs. Jackson Ogden running the damn thing with me. We're having a great time. 2 hours in, an hour left to go. 913-586-7965 is the number to the J Southland Tow Service text line. And watch us on the stream. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. We are live on The Fan 965. We've talked Royals. We've talked Chiefs. I want to talk a little bit of Darren Peterson because I got to get some stuff off my chest. But we were just talking about announcers and commentators. Who's on your Mount Rushmore? Best announcers ever. So many to name. Too many to name. Obviously, we ended with a joke text from the 660 about Tony Romo. And he says, just a joke. Tony Romo's a dumpster full of used diapers that's on fire. And then we had this from the 816, which just made me remember we have this wonderful audio. Who was the guy that called that Royals-Yankees playoff series? What a disappointment. That's Bob Costas. And this was Bob Costas in the one Royals game that they won in this series, him calling the double play to pull out the game. And this was Bob Costas. Just listen to this.
Hit to short. Witt gets the force. Can they turn two? Yes, they can, and it's just the point we were making. It's not Giancarlo's fault. A near base hit. Couldn't beat it out at the other end. Turns into a double play. Gets the force. Can they turn two? Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
It sounded like he was putting his dog down. Like it was legitimately like he was like depressed.
Yeah, can they turn to? Okay, can. F you, Bob. Come on, buddy.
The force. Can they turn two? Yes, they can.
It's like, yeah, it's not his fault. The guy who hit the double play, it's not his fault. It's not his fault he's not fast.
And not Giancarlo's fault at all.
No, not his fault.
What?
Yeah.
Baseball.
That was egregious.
Oh, that was bad. And Bob Costas, obviously a great broadcaster and has done so many wonderful things. That was a moment showing some bias there, buddy. Showing your New York bias there a little bit, Bob. Remember it. Remember your job. Yes, they can. Had to play that after the 816 texted that in because that's just too good. We're talking Darren Peterson, talking a little KU here. Again, be a part of the conversation on the text line, 913-586-7965. Tell me you think I'm wrong. Please, I don't care. I want to hear it. I'm just tired of hearing the criticism about Darren Peterson because I don't know what you want him to do. Why should he play? You've handed an 18-year-old millions of dollars with no really stipulations or parameters for him to earn it. And he's already proven that he's the best player in the draft. He's going to be the number one player taken in the NBA draft this season. That's going to happen. So why should he play? And don't feed me integrity, Mamba mentality, because he's a Jayhawk and this is what it means and the Crimson. Like, no, that's not the way this works anymore. He has a privilege that he's earned. Darren Peterson has earned the right to be able to sit because of how good he is. He showed AJ DeBanza that he's a bum in 18 minutes in the first half. He showed him how much better he is than him. Cameron Boozer has to play every night, right? Caleb Wilson has to be playing. These guys have to show. That kid on Louisville hitting 10 threes the other day. Like, they need those performances. They've got to up their draft stock. They've got to earn money. Darren Peterson will have to do that in spurts, not every time. He'll do it when he needs to. Last night wasn't a night that he needed to. Was the number one team in the nation. It's a big money. It's February 9th on a Monday night. I'm sorry, but nationally, that's not making the waves that you think it is. It's not going to matter long term. For his draft stock, for his future, him missing last night is not going to matter. He's going to play in the March Madness tournament. He's going to play every game, and he's going to play extremely well. And you can mark my words on that. And when everyone's watching, that'll be the case. When all the national media is talking about March Madness, because that's when people, because it's not even about people watching. The numbers are the numbers. They're pretty good in March Madness. It's one of the better rated sports events in the United States. So people go to it. It doesn't touch NFL. But really, the way people consume sports is through this medium, through podcasts, through different radio shows, and they don't talk about college basketball. Locally, they do. We do, right? But they don't talk about college basketball nationally until March Madness hits, and that's when Darren Peterson will be on your TV, scoring 25 points, winning the game at the end. That's what will be happening. This is because of NIL. This is because of college sports. If you're mad at someone, be mad at college sports. Be mad at the NCAA. That's the take. Don't be mad at 18-year-old Darren Peterson who's looking out for himself and working within the parameters that you have set. Well, he's a professional now. He's making money. He's getting paid. Okay, damn right. If you got paid millions of dollars and said, okay, you already got the money. Okay, how do I have to earn it? Oh, well, we don't really know. We'd like you to do what we paid you to do, but would you work as hard? Would you be there as much? We need stipulations. This needs to be, if this is professional sports, which it is at this point, if it's basically a G League sort of system, which it is at this point, then we need to have parameters that say so. Until then, this will happen. There will be other cases like this.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they're going to give you the money no matter what, like, yeah, if they said, hey, you have to play this amount of games or this amount of minutes per game if you want to get paid, it's a whole different way that they're going to go about this. But this is basically, and it always has been this, but now it's for guys like Darren Peterson, it's a gap year. They know they're going to the league. And all that matters in the 1 year they have to go to college is don't get hurt. Get to the next level.
Yep.
Anthony Davis, Zion Williamson, these types of guys who knew going into college, hey, like I'm that dude. Like I am going to go number 1 or top 5 in the draft. All I have to do is go in there, play decent, and not get hurt, not have a really career-ending injury. So yeah, if Darren Peterson's not 100%, why play? And you're mad at him, but this is a system now that if he plays or if he doesn't play, he gets paid. And if he plays or he doesn't play, he's going number 1 or at worst number 2 in the draft. So you could be mad at him. I'd be more mad, and I am more mad as a fan of college basketball, at the system and just the NCAA in general, because they've put no parameters around paying these guys. They get the money no matter what they do. If they show up and they don't play it, if they don't play a minute and then they transfer out, they still get paid for that year.
And he's the number 1 pick. His stock hasn't shifted, to your point, either. He's thinking about his future. His future's still secure as the number 1 pick.
We talked about it in the first hour. NBA guys are sitting out once a week.
They are making decisions to increase the longevity of their careers. Now, we could talk about if we think that should be happening, if we think what we think about the game of basketball should change. Separate conversation, right?
Is, yeah.
That's a separate conversation. I'd be willing to have it. And I think probably you'd have some substance. You'd have some justification for some of your thoughts maybe there. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about reality, and reality is that this is what pros do, and he's a pro, and he's getting his money, and he's doing what he can for himself. From the 970, bro, your Derek Peterson hot take couldn't be further from the truth. Absolutely ridiculous. Hurts my ears to hear it. Tell me why. Tell me why. I mean, okay, great. Hurts your ears. I don't know how these sexual, luscious tones are doing that, but okay. 970, Darren Peterson's ass is soft like ice cream. Dude, it's a Monday night. Like, I just don't know what you want from this guy. Like, people are talking about, I've heard so many comparisons today. It's making me ridiculous. Like, MJ flu game. Tom Brady would have never. Yeah, in the Super Bowl. If his Game 7.
If his goal, Mac, was to be remembered as a college basketball legend, then yes, he's doing a terrible job. His goal isn't to be remembered as a college basketball legend. You think when that man is 35 years old, he's going to look back and say, man, that year at KU that was it.
Lawrence.
That was the year, man. That's when everything was great. No, this is a stepping stone to get to the next level. That's all it is. And
he hasn't stepped foot in a classroom.
He picked your school. If he went to Missouri and sat out these games, do you think Mizzou fans would be like, oh, screw this guy? No, they'd be like, I remember this in 2017 when Michael Porter Jr. went to Mizzou. Missed the whole year. And then when he was like, hey, I'm coming back, he's like, I'm going to be back for the SEC tournament. And the fan base was like, let's go. Yes. Awesome. You know, Kansas is just, they have higher expectations. They have a higher standard. They've won national championships. I get it. You're not suffering as bad as us Mizzou fans are. You have a higher standard. I get it. But you have to understand college basketball and college sports in general, to Mac's point, have just shifted. It's not what it was 10 years ago. You know, Andrew Wiggins wouldn't have done this 10 years ago, even though he was a little lazy. But he wouldn't have done this. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, guys wouldn't do this 10 years ago, but it's just what's going to start happening. I think Darren Peterson's going to be the first of many, not the first and only.
No, I agree. I think it will still take special players, and I think he's one of them. And this is a privilege. And a lot of privileges are earned. Some are given. This was partially both. He earned it a little bit. And in this amazing part of it is like this is an incredible historic freshman class. And he has shown, even with that context, he's head and shoulders above those guys. He just is. And for the text line, thank you for the correction. He's 19. At 19 years old, he's just better than those guys already. He just is. He's smarter. He moves better. It feels like he's just like moving in slow motion. He sees 3 steps ahead. He's never at full speed. He can dunk on anyone. He shoots pull-up threes. He can shoot faders. He can score at all 3 levels. He plays defense. He reads passing lanes well. He's quick. I don't know what else he needs to show. And frankly, I get it. It's a number 1 team. If you were a donor from the 6XO, would you be irritated? Hell yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
And like I
said. But also, can I take a step?
Go ahead.
They're winning games. They're the talk of the town. No, but they're the talk of the town. What do you want as a donor? You want your team to win games, be the talk of the town, be relevant. Bill Self's going to win Coach of the Year. If Darren Peterson, if I'm a donor, I get it. I'm irritated right now, but I'm also saying, well, shoot, if we win the national championship and Peterson's a big part of it, who I've paid a lot of money to, all right, we're in. It's done. We're safe. Sorry, Jackson. Go.
No, you're good. I mean, I think it's fair to say, as a fan of, like we said earlier in the show, it's fair to be upset and frustrated as a fan of the program. I'm talking about this from someone who has no stakes in this, who doesn't have my heart in this. And so it's not, I get you guys are upset. And look, I can't say I wouldn't be if this was my team, because this is such a great player and he's only going to be there for so long, and you want to see him play.
You want to see him every time.
You want to get as much out of him as you can. I understand that. I'm just saying, and I'm agreeing with you in this point, that the current landscape of college sports, he's kind of treating this the way like first round picks treat non-playoff bowl games. They're like, I could go or go for it or go without it.
And why would they play?
That frustrates people, right? But when the playoffs come, do those top prospects play in college football? Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
And that's what Darren Peterson's going to do, barring him getting hurt.
Yep.
If he had flu-like symptoms last night and he wasn't feeling good, guys, I'm sure most of you have had the flu. It sucks. I couldn't imagine playing a 40-minute basketball game with the flu. I can't get up out of bed when I have the flu. So it's like, chill out. It's February. This is not the Big 12 tournament. This is not the Elite Eight. Let's calm down.
Interesting here from the 816. If he wasn't paid to play for KU and he was still going to be the number one pick, would it still be okay with you? Or does the money make it different? And if the money is the difference and he's already paid, why even play at all? It's a good question from the 816.
We've seen guys go G League instead of college that 1 year.
That wanted to do this, right?
I think Ron Harper Jr. did that, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah.
And he was potentially going to Kansas, and then he ended up going G League.
And he's been extremely successful.
Yeah. I mean, look, doesn't work out for everybody, but the point being, the point being.
No, I of course.
Yeah, like we've seen guys be like, I don't really want to do the college thing. I'll just go do G League. And so what did college do? They're like, we don't want to lose these top prospects to the G League, so we'll start paying our guys too. And yeah, who knows? It's a situation that people have said in the text line tonight. Well, Cooper Flagg didn't do it last year. It's what he decided not to do. It was his choice. You can be mad at Darren Peterson. You have the right to be if you're a fan. We're just spelling out why it's happening. We're not saying how you have to feel about it. I'm just saying,
yeah, like
this is reality.
This is reality, and yeah, Cooper Flagg didn't. Kudos to him. That's awesome. First off, I think Darren Peterson's not better necessarily than Cooper Flagg, but from what we've seen, the explosiveness, the head and shoulders above the rest of the class is even. It feels like just as equal with Cooper Flagg. Like, yeah, Cooper Flagg could have done this. And that's really the point, is other guys will see what Peterson's doing and do it. And to this 816's point, why even play at all? Because he had to play at the beginning, and he will continue to have to play. If he sits out the rest of the season, like when I say he's going to be the number one pick, which he will be, that's me assuming that he's going to play a couple more games, right? He couldn't sit for the next 2 months and just be the number one pick. He still has to go out and show something, but he doesn't have to do it every night. And he doesn't have to do it against Arizona last night. He just doesn't. He didn't have to do it against UConn. He did it for BYU and a half. He did the miracle 2 threes in a row at Texas Tech. Looked good against Utah. Like he's done a couple of things here and there, and he's missed some big games. And I don't think he'll have to play them until it really matters. I think the money does make it different, but I still think he has to go out and prove it at some point, but not every night. The money is a big difference, though. I do think that's part of it, and I think it's him trying to keep his bag, and to extend his bag.
There's a lot of fans out there right now that are saying they don't like him, that he's soft, all this, that if he comes around in March and they win 6 games in the tournament and raise the banner and they drop another banner in Lawrence, they're going to be like, I love Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson's awesome. So it's just like, watch what you're saying right now, because next month, if he does this in March, come with the pitchforks and go for it, man.
I get it.
We're assuming he doesn't. We're assuming this is, by the time it comes around, Darren Peterson will be there for the games that matter.
Yep. He did this in high school. He's going to do this now. And in the NBA, they all kind of do this to some extent. They're not going to play all the back-to-backs. They're not going to play every night. And again, if you want to have a conversation about why that is, That's basketball as a whole needs to change their structure. They have too many games. They need to make games matter more. And guys do need to be able to sustain a whole season. So that's the reality of college athletics. That's where we are right now. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. I don't necessarily love it, but that's where it is. Be mad at that. Don't be mad at Darren Peterson. What is it? Hate the player, not the.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hey, thank you. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Jackson helping me out. We're helping each other out for the next 45 minutes. Stay locked in with us. This is After Hours. Jackson Ogden, Mac Morey with you till 9 o'clock. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Get ready, Kansas City. The Lake of the Ozarks Marine Dealers Overland Park Boat Show is February 19th through the 22nd at the Overland Park Convention Center. See the top dealers from the Lake of the Ozarks and climb aboard your next dream boat. New models, great deals, and summer fun starts here. Visit lakeoftheozarksboatdealers.com for details.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Football season is officially over, but the offseason is just beginning. And 96.5 The Fan will be there every step of the way. We'll have people at the Combine in Indianapolis. We'll be at Arrowhead during free agency. And yes, we'll be live in Pittsburgh for the NFL Draft in April. One of the biggest off-seasons in recent history is underway. And there's only one station you need to listen to, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Chiefs, Royals, KU, Cooper Cup Hall of Fame case. We've talked all the big stories in sports. No, we really have. We've talked parody. We've talked a lot of fun stuff. We've had a great time. Mac Morey here with you on 96.5 The Fan. This is After Hours along with Jackson Ogden here until 9 o'clock. And then I'll see you bright and early in the morning, 6 to 10 for Fesco and Dusty. We will be live, having fun, and talking sports and trying to make everyone just have a good start to their morning, just like I'm trying to have everyone have a good end to their day here today. We were just discussing KU, just discussing Darren Peterson and his missing of that game last night, that incredible win. And that's one part I will say that has frustrated me as a huge Darren Peterson defender and truther here. I'm not getting to talk as much about this team. And that would start to piss me off. If I'm Flory Badunga, if I'm Melvin Council, if I'm Taylor, if I'm Trey, if I'm one of these guys. Hey, hello, McFly, anybody home? Like, I'm here. We just beat the number 1 team at home without him. They had 2 scores over 20 points. Bryson Tiller was right there at 18. So those 3 guys in Baduga, Council, and Bryson Tiller, I believe, combined for 60 points. I mean, they really did just step up. It was so much fun to watch. And I think this is a team that can go all the way. I think that's a team that can win it all. I put money on them to win it all at 19-1 yesterday before that Arizona game, before the Darren Peterson news. And then, of course, they win that game despite his absence, which they have done close to that early on in the season. They lost a few close games to highly ranked, highly touted opponents. And people start to go, oh, well, I don't know, this KU team, here we go, at it again. Didn't have Darren Peterson, and you're barely losing these close games early in the season to top-tier opponents. And now You've had some time to get used to who you are, figure out identity, couple of new players here and there, extend the bench, play with Peterson, play without him. And now all of a sudden, you've got kind of two versions of this KU team that can move, that can play defense, and that can score on all three levels and have multiple guys who can take a game into their own hands for 3-4 possessions at a time. So, yeah, I think this is a team that can go all the way, and I think they're going to do it with Darren Peterson at the helm. I really do, when it matters. But the point is that they don't necessarily have to have him all the time. He can play 30 minutes, 35. He doesn't have to play 40. They don't need him the whole time. Like, and of course I know he wouldn't either way, but you know what I mean? Like, the pressure will not be there for Peterson or as much, or frankly for the rest of the team, because they all know their capabilities now. Without him, it doesn't really matter. That KU team's going to be something to watch. Once the Big 12 tournament's here, I will be there covering that a few days out of the week. I'll go as a fan one of the days. I can't wait for that. And then, of course, we'll see March Madness roll around, where I imagine KU, we were talking about the bullpen before the show, 1 seed, a long shot, but top 3 seed, it seems for sure, unless something kind of catastrophic happens in the rest of this year. Let's talk some Chiefs stuff here. Jackson, and I want to get your guys' answer on the text line. 913-586-7965. I'm just trying to think about how to phrase this question. That is the Jay Southland Toast Service text line phone number, 913-586-7965. Jackson, I'll ask you. Scale of 1 to 10. Talking Kansas City Chiefs football. Scale of 1 to 10. How confident are you in the front office and the Chiefs' overall ability to kind of overhaul and reload this team this offseason? 10 being we're back in the Super Bowl.
That is tough. It's tough to quantify in a number. I'm fighting in my head between 7.5 and 8.
Okay.
I think I'll fit.
Confident.
I think I'll stay with 8. I think
Confident.
8 out of 10, just because I've seen Brett Veach do this already.
Yeah.
Remember, we got beat in the Super Bowl against Tampa. Offensive line played horrible. What did he do? Completely revamped it in one off season, right? We've seen him in 2018. The secondary was atrocious. What did he do? He went out and got Tyrann Mathieu, hired Spags. Like, we've seen him correct these mistakes, and that's not saying he doesn't make mistakes himself. Drafting Clyde, wasn't obviously the greatest pick in the world. Drafting Felix Anudike-Uzomah hasn't worked out. He's had misses, of course. Every general manager does. But I overall trust them. I mean, am I going to let one losing season overshadow going to 5 Super Bowls in 6 years? Not for me personally. So I'll put it at an 8. I'm not saying he's Howie Roseman. I'm not even going to say he's a John Schneider, because they've really elevated themselves into that S tier of GMs. But I'm going to put myself at as 8. I mean, that 2022 draft we talked about earlier, one of the best drafts of the 21st century, period. I mean, barely any misses. You got Jalen Watson and Pacheco in the 7th round of that draft. I mean, just and he basically, Veach kind of put his foot down as general manager and made the boldest move of his tenure when he traded Tyreek that offseason and was like, this is what we're doing, and we're going to get picks and get younger, and it worked. I mean, there's no way the Chiefs win the next 2 Super Bowls without that draft class. So I'm going to go 8. Where are you going to go, Mac?
I love it. What's that move? Yeah, I'm probably around there too. I maybe 7 or 8. I think part of that is because, and I've said this before, like, Brett Veach is starting. He starts on second base. He starts with answers to the test. He has a cheat code that no one else, and I mean this, no one else in the league has, because Patrick Mahomes immediately, he starts you ahead of everyone else. He gives you wiggle room. He gives you a leash that not many others have. So I think Brett Veach, one, starts with an advantage. I truthfully believe that. So that's part of the reason I think that. I'll go 7 or 8. But I ask you, you mentioned the Tyreek Hill trade, and it's a good point because it's the same situation, right? Like, that was the time that we overhauled this team, got back to where we needed to go, and made 3 straight Super Bowls. What's that trade this year? Is there that move? Does there need to be that move?
I don't know. I mean, who would it be is the question.
McDuffie?
But then your secondary's so weak. Because I would imagine you're not bringing back Jalen Watson or Joshua Williams. I just don't think they're going to be able to re-sign either. If you trade McDuffie, who's your number 1 corner next? It's Noel Williams, and then who? Shamari Connor, Najee Johnson? Like, you have and of course you could draft. And
you'd re-sign Watson, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's a bold one.
It'd be bold. You have Fulton.
Yeah, you kind of have Fulton. You talk about Darren Peterson missing games. Fulton missing games is the one that one mattered. He missed games that they really needed him in. But all jokes aside, I mean, I'm probably it worked out when they traded Snead, and so I can see why people would want to do the McDuffie trade as well. But I do think they're just a little too thin in the secondary if they do that, especially because when they traded Snead, they still had Justin Reed back there at safety, and they've had good safety play for a while now with Matthew Reed, and this year Cook played all right. I'm just not as confident moving forward in the safety play to make the cornerback room weak, if that makes any sense. And so, it could be. And in 2022, did I want to trade Tyreek Hill? No. I was not somebody that was like, let's trade Tyreek Hill. I don't think any Chiefs fan wanted to trade Tyreek Hill.
No, I was so scared when that happened.
But that's what makes a great GM is putting your foot down and making the move that's bold as hell and saying, I know this is going to be wildly unpopular, but it's the right move. And people were very mad when Howie Roseman drafted Jalen Hurts because they already had Carson Wentz. Look how that's where these GMs become legends, when they make these types of moves that the fan base would never make in a million years, and it works out.
Roger McCreary for the Rams. He's a free agent. Was getting paid 2.2. It looks like he'll be looking to make more in that 5 to 7 range. 26 years old. Obviously, Najee Johnson here for the Chiefs. You could retain him as a depth piece, as your 4th or 5th corner. I get where you're coming from. You'd be extremely thin if that was the piece that you moved to gain assets, to gain draft pieces, to try and get younger, getting rid of McDuffie. But this is what Brett Veach has done with the secondary, specifically. Corner has been his spot. Now, I've been a Brett Veach criticizer, don't get me wrong. But corner, it's tough to do it. He has figured out how to find corners in the draft. He's found diamonds in the rough. We believe he did so just again with Noah Williams. If he's able to do that and get one of these guys, to Greg Newsome, you get Greg Newsome, he's a free agent. You could get Jamel Dean, I don't love. He's 29, and he's kind of barbecue chicken sometimes. But there's a couple guys like Cam Taylor-Britt's okay. He's 26 years old. He's going to be a free agent from the Bengals. There's guys that you could get that aren't necessarily number one corners but they can be that 2-3 guy. They can help kind of fill out that room. And then if you get Caleb Downs in that first round, now you have that safety, and all of a sudden you've kind of rebuilt on a much cheaper way that secondary. Finding out the defensive line is really the thing, because you need the pass rush. Chris Jones has to get help. This defensive line was so disappointing, so upsetting, so piss poor. I really don't know how to put it into words. I get so pissed off thinking about it, because I get mad at the Chris Jones haters, because Chris Jones is so good. Chris Jones is one of the most underrated Kansas City Chiefs of all time. Truthfully, I believe that. He'll go down in the Ring of Honor. He'll go down as one of the best. People will talk about him, and he'll still be underrated because of the team, because of frankly, the malpractice and the inability for this team and Brett Veach to put somebody next to him that's worth a rip. Frank Clark for bits and pieces. That's what you've given Chris Jones, one of the all-time guys at his position. Truthfully, that's what you've given 95. Here's Mike Dana.
The best player they may have given him was half a season of Melvin Ingram.
Yes.
That might be the best pass rusher they've had.
Here's Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, playoff Frank Clark was great. And then since then, it's kind of been like, Karlaftis is okay.
Bad.
He's a C player.
He's a C player, and he's paid like a B+.
Yeah. It's rough. But more importantly, they put nobody else next to him in the interior. Mike Pennell was fine. Derek Notty's been pretty bad most of his time
Notty's
here.
bad.
I don't know why they're so hell-bent on bringing him back every year.
Mike Pennell's good for 10 snaps at one thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I was excited for Omar Norman Lott last year. I was
very excited.
Finally, they put someone, but then, of course, he gets the ACL, so we'll see.
See about that. And they also had him gain weight. I didn't like them having him gain 20 pounds and kind of become like a one-tech rather than just that three-tech guy that he was. Yeah, we need... Spagnuolo is a little bit old in his ways of bigger defensive linemen, slower guys. This game's getting lighter. This game's getting faster. This is Micah Parsons, Will Anderson. This is David Bailey out of Texas Tech. These guys run 4.5s and they weigh 240 pounds. They don't weigh 280 pounds anymore. Yes, if you're Myles Garrett and you're a freak, sure. And he still runs a 4.4, buddy. These are the things that you have to have on defense right now. So Listen, I know we just got it from the 816. I know some people will never forget the Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville Jaguars play from Chris Jones. But if that's going to wipe away everything else that he's done, if you were getting double teamed the most, if you had no one else helping your ass and you're still making pressure, if you felt a quarterback's shoulder pads and just said, damn, if I had one other guy who could just make someone else move, We'd have sacks on sacks. I'd be getting my bonuses. I'd be getting to do sack dances. We'd be celebrating on the sideline. But instead, he's getting criticized for Brett Veach and this team's inability, again, to get someone worth a rip on the defensive line. That has to happen. It could be it could be Omar Norman-Lott or Ashton Gelati, as Jackson kind of alluded to, but that is, besides running back, that is the biggest piece. That is the biggest need. And that, to me, kind of is why you see if you can trade McDuffie, because I'm more confident in their ability to go find the diamonds in the rough at corner than find anything at defensive line. They need to find someone that's already there, already done that, and already established, probably a veteran. If they can find anyone in free agency signed, find any sort of trade, maybe McDuffie's that piece. That's what I would do if I was Brett Veach and this Kansas City Chiefs team. We've got about 30 more minutes left on After Hours here on 96.5 The Fan. We're going to talk Royals. We're going to talk optimism. We'll listen to Vern on why this team is better off than last year's team. The expectations are high, baby. We'll talk Royals and we'll talk more. We'll hear from all of you on the text line as well. This is 96.5 The Fan. Jackson Ogden, myself, Mac Morey with you until 9 o'clock here on your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. 40,000 people. That's not a crowd. It's a small city. It's also the number of people choosing pain relief without surgery. 40,000 people who said, stop, before you replace my knee or my hip. Before I put my life on hold, there has to be another way. And they found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of osteoarthritis. Call them today because 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call my friends at QC Kinetics. The consultation's free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Yo, here we go. 834, 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for the Kansas City Royals as we are talking a little baseball. Pitchers and catchers reported today for spring training, baby. We are back. Josh Bernier got to surprise Arizona yesterday. We had him on Fesco and Dusty today, and he discussed what he thinks the Royals' expectations are this year.
As you get ready to head out to surprise, I think the excitement, the hope surrounds Jack Caglione, Carter Jensen, and maybe the new outfielder. So, yeah, you have more power. I think you're better defensively. You're better on the base paths. Your pitching is healthy, and your bullpen is better. So, again, this is a team that should win the division. I think it's playoffs or bust if you stay healthy. And if the team deals with a lot of injuries this season, it doesn't mean they can have a losing year. Again, to me, the floor for this organization and this 2026 team is 82 wins. That's how I look at Royals baseball. You need to be a winner every single season. I don't care how banged up you are.
Heard Dusty, he couldn't even hold back. He had a little noise there when Vern said 82 wins. And Dusty, man, I get it. You got to have a moan there.
Well, we're not used to 82 wins
82
being the
wins
floor.
the floor?
That used to be the ceiling.
Yeah, no, that's worth a moan for sure. I don't know what this is. This just says Mac moan. We'll see what it is.
Imagine if Patrick Mahomes had 4 seconds to throw on every.
That was it. That was good.
4 seconds to throw on.
Yeah, no, that's worth a little like, whoa, sweet. 82 wins but when you think about it, it starts to make sense, right? I mean, this team was offensively historically bad for 2 months out of the year. They were last in runs per game. They were legitimately historically bad for this century. They were bottom 5 the whole year in runs per game, bottom 5 in home runs, terrible in on-base percentage. Didn't have an outfield bat to speak of, had no pop, no power, terrible in base running. We talked about that on the base pass and the so many infuriating moments throughout the season, getting caught stealing, getting caught going to third, second, whatever it was. This team didn't do a lot of the little things right and didn't have the talent. It seems like they've figured out who they are. Michael Garcia, as we mentioned earlier in the show, he wasn't even starting. He was not on this team. But that's because they didn't know. And now Michael Garcia this year, I mean, he's a part of the best left side of the infield, right? That's because of him. What he brings to this offense is going to change this team. Salvador Perez isn't going to have to be the catcher every day or even half the days. I guarantee you Carter Jensen, who's 6th or 7th, depending on where you look on AL Rookie of the Year odds, is going to be taking the time behind the mound, behind the plate. He's going to be there doing a lot of that and hopefully providing stuff offensively. He showed a little bit of pop, a little bit of spice there in his short debut last season. And then Jack Caglione, right? Like, came in with so much pressure. He was the talk of the town. Legitimately, he was the number one story in Kansas City for like 2 weeks. Like, that's how much of a buzz there was around Caglione, and that came with pressure, and he wasn't ready for that, and that's okay. That doesn't mean he's asked. That doesn't mean his thing's over. He's had 200 at-bats, as Dusty's talked about a lot, so you can't be done with him. This is not over. They've moved the fences in, and Isaac Collins is that consistent piece that this team needs at the end of the order. He gets on base, and he will keep things churning. And that's what I mean when I talk about this team not needing much, because they had hits. They could hit the baseball. They couldn't necessarily get on base, and they couldn't convert it to runs. But they were above average in hits. They just couldn't finish. Good base path running, more guys getting on base and keeping innings moving. That's what this team needs. You add a little bit of power from Cags or Jensen, and Vinny P does what he does. Vern talked about it yet today as well on Fesco Dusty. He thinks, Pasquatch is that Robin to Bobby's Batman. He also thinks this could be an all-star season for Vinny Pasquantino.
I could definitely see it.
Me too.
I think a point that I haven't seen enough of is last year, every Royals starter in the opening day rotation, all 5 of them, Reagans, Waka, Lugo, Bubic, and Lorenzen, all 5 of them went on the IL at some point in the season. How often do you see that, where a team's entire rotation had to go on the injured?
Point.
They still, with a horrible offense and every starter going on the IL at some point, still were above 500. Somehow they still did because they had the depth of a Noah Cameron.
Yes.
They brought in a Ryan Bergert, a Stephen Kolek. Like, they have so much depth, and the pitching is so good, and it's such a testament to Brian Sweeney, the pitching coach, who has just done wonders here after Cal Eldred. I don't even know what Cal Eldred was doing, but everybody here had a 9 ERA when he was here for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy to me that people think that they would step back from last year. Obviously, injuries can happen, but injuries did happen last year. They lost at least 2 weeks of each starting pitcher in, Bubic and Reagan's case. They missed like half the year for both of them, and they still found a way to be above 500. Like, there were Royals teams who had their starting 5 pitch the whole year that lost 100 games. This team lost all of them last year at some point and still were like 3 games out of the playoffs. It was actually very impressive when you go back and think about it.
With an anemic offense.
Yeah, with a terrible offense.
With no bats backing them up, we're able to do that. If you can get just a little bit of boost on the offensive side and keep some semblance of what you had in the pitching staff, which those arms are here. They're healthy. You mentioned Bubic. You mentioned Reagan's back. Lugo as well missed a good chunk of time there in the middle of the season in July some point. He is back, ready to go, thrown today with pitchers and catchers in surprise. They're going to have a top 5 bullpen in baseball. They have a top 3 player in baseball. We mentioned the left side of the infield. I mean, Salvador Perez is a Hall of Famer. Vinny Pasquantino is an RBI machine. Like, they have, if Jensen, it's really, it comes down to if Jensen / Cags, and really one or the other. If both, we're talking about something different. If both these guys pop off. But if one of these guys can figure it out, this team's gonna be something, man. I'm not, again, it's baseball. I'm not saying World Series, so calm down.
Well, yeah, the Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
Let's chill. But I'm just saying, like, this could be fun. This could be a fun baseball really season.
Team.
Yes.
I've made the comparison before, and this going back to last summer, so it's been a while. But when the Astros came up in the 2010s, remember, they were terrible. And then in 2015, when they almost beat the Royals, right? They made the playoffs. Everyone thought, man, they're up and coming. And then in 2016, they took a step back and missed the playoffs. And everyone was like, what? And then from then on, from 2017, let's keep the cheating out of it just for the sake of this argument.
Yeah.
From 2017 to 2024, they're in the playoffs every year. And most of those years, they're at least in the ALCS. I think a similar thing could happen for the Royals, where in 2024, they went way over expectations. They went from 106 losses to the postseason. They won a playoff series. The expectations were high in 25, or excuse me. Yeah, in 25.
In 25,
yeah,
very high.
Get my years right.
We expected playoffs. Yeah, I know.
I'm like, is it 2026? Yeah, it's still new in the year for me. I always struggled with that in school, like always putting the wrong 5 or 6,
Yeah, exactly, for like the first 2 months.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I've got to get my brain right. Anyways, but 2025, high expectations. They underperform a little bit. I think they could bounce right back this year. I think 2024 could have been the start of something. 2025, just a down year. It's baseball. It happens. And from here, I really think we could be going on a 4 or 5 year stretch of really good Royals baseball.
Got this from the text line. I like this. I mean, Vinny could go from the 816. Vinny could go 280, 40 home runs, 115 RBIs. Be in MVP talks.
We know he's an 100 RBI guy when he's healthy.
Yep.
He would have gotten there in 24 if he didn't get hurt in August.
He was at 97. He was at 97.
Like, he was right there.
113 last year, 32 home runs last year. He batted 260 each of the last 2 years. So,
and that was with a horrible April for him last year. Like, he started off dreadful.
He's just so bad. God.
And, he got it going, but, man, he was
struggling. And with no one else helping him out around him, if everyone else can take a step up, I mean, 280 is probably the biggest jump I see, but no, 115 RBIs, 40 home runs. Yeah. The 280 is probably that's the biggest jump, just a 15% jump there. And batting average is a lot. 280's high. Like, listen, like, we talked about this in the middle of the season last year. Like, how many guys batted 300 last year? Like, it was like 12.
Yeah, because batting average has become something that's not as important anymore to people.
We don't care, right?
Luis Arias, or however Arias, Arias, however you say it. We get texts every time I say it. They're like, it's Arias. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Luis Arias. Yeah, he hits like 330, and people are like, well, he doesn't hit homers. But back in the 80s, if you hit 330, it was like, that's a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
No one cared but now we have all these advanced metrics and all these fan graph stuff and underlying, fan graph, all these stats that you can see, bat speed, all that sort of stuff. That's like, hey, this is indicative of a player that's more valuable than that player. And baseball's always been deep numbers, but we've really nerded out in the last 10 years.
It's new level.
We're really nerding out now on like, well, his outs above average, or his.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you see this,
when it's 72 degrees on a Thursday, he hits the, it's crazy.
It's gone probably a smidge overboard.
Probably has, but
yeah.
The point being is batting average, teams have cared less about it. They care more about slugging. They care more about, can you lift the ball, that sort of deal.
And he can do that.
He definitely could do that.
And with the fences moved in, I can see 9 home run improvement, 8 home run improvement from last year.
Yeah, I mean, you send in Vinny hitting 280, 40, and 115. I'd be fine if he did 250, 40,
exactly.
and 115.
260, that's fine.
It could be like we could go 20, 30 points lower on the batting average, and I'd be okay.
I'd be great with that.
But one thing I do want to see with Vinny a little bit is his rookie year it was the year he got brought up in a little bit of the next year. He used to be like elite at walking, and the plate discipline was great. And it's not that he's horrible at it now, but like he was one of the top guys in the league.
Yeah,
when it came to that, and he's started chasing a little more. So
I would like to see his.
I think that's another argument for people that are like, Zumwalt hasn't been great. That's another argument that they may have is like
probably the biggest question going into the season. Like Zumwalt,
yeah.
Like, hey, buddy, you've got 2 months. I want to see something.
I was going to say, me and Logan had this conversation. How long could the offense struggle before you had to move on? Because I don't think you could make it to the All-Star break.
No,
I think it would have to be like Memorial Day.
No. Like when I get in this conversation, I know we got to take a break. Like,
yeah,
you can't wait. Like the conversation I have with the Chiefs and wasting Patrick Mahomes, like I think the same with Bobby Witt. Like you can't be just wasting these years. This is a special player. This is a guy that is the most talented Kansas City Royal to ever play. Sorry. People are going to be mad about that. Sorry, he is. He's the most, George Brett would agree. He's the most talented baseball player to ever play. He's not the best Royal. He's the most talented baseball player in Kansas City ever. They need to capitalize on it. He's the best 5'2" player in baseball. He's the third best baseball player overall. And that's in a time when you're dealing with maybe the literal GOAT and one of the best Yankees ever, one of the best hitters ever, and Aaron Judge. So, yeah, Bobby Witt is special, and they need to capitalize and surround him with stuff that can put him in a position to go the distance. Zumwalt's question number 1. If they can get to that spot where they're in the playoffs, question 2 becomes, all right, Bobby, we saw you in one series in New York. It wasn't great. You were young. It was your first playoff series. Now it's time. Are you that guy when it matters? Do you step up? Are you that special? That's the echelon that we will need Bobby Witt Jr. to be on, and he'll need himself to be on if he wants to be remembered like that. Or else he's just a guy who runs fast and looks good in blue. Let's hope it's not that way. 8:47, we got about 10 more minutes on 96.5 The Fan. It's After Hours. Jackson Ogden, Mac Morey here with you, having fun on your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, and we've partnered with Cupid to bring you the best Valentine's Day gifts, even if you forgot. We won't tell. From heart necklaces with sparkling diamonds to stylish gold hoops, every piece is made with love. Plus, there's still time to propose. We make it easy to create their dream engagement ring. We have meaningful gifts for every budget. It'll look like you've been planning this for months. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. Right now, you can make entries and win money in Missouri, and playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your entries right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. I love the Underdog app because it allows me to play with multiple sports, selections from different sports into one entry to see what I can do. So do yourself a favor now and download the app today and use the promo code BOB to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
Just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Wrapping things up here on After Hours. This is 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports. It's been a wonderful just about 3 hours so far with you all. Just a few minutes left. Jackson Ogden, Mac Morey with you. Had a great time. We've talked Chiefs, Royals, KU. We've talked a lot of different stuff today. What did that Super Bowl? We talked a little bit of Super Bowl. And it's Tuesday, and the Super Bowl was
smidge. We got it. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, we talked a little Cooper Kupp about Hall of Fame.
Peterson for sure.
Yeah, had to get some Peterson stuff out. Just had to get. And you know what? The text line was disagreeing, and that's great. It was a good conversation. We talked Chiefs needs and Royals and Chiefs optimism. Little homerism from me today. We talked to a guy who was down bad in the Olympics. We may talk about that again before I go, but I'm talking about that tomorrow. You can listen to me in just, I don't know, 8 hours or so on Fesco and Dusty right here on 96.5 The Fan from 6 to 10 with those wonderful boys, Bob and Dusty. We'll have a great time tomorrow morning as well. But I was thinking, where does that Super Bowl rank for you on bad ones? Like, is that, like, let's just get, like, this century. Is it worse than Rams Pats?
No, I'd put it above that one.
Okay.
I think only because I had higher expectations for Rams Pats, and
I agree.
It was just so disappointing that
Sucked.
a Brady versus McVay Super Bowl ended
10-3 or 13-3. Yeah.
Just like, what? It was like you kept waiting for that game to get going, and it never did. So
yeah.
I would put this one above Seahawks Broncos. I think it was more entertaining than that.
I agree.
I'd put it above Chiefs Eagles, the second one. That one wasn't very fun. 34-0 at one point. But this will not be a Super Bowl I remember. I mean, I won't
like you think it's above Chiefs Eagles, really? And again, I'm asking
this most recent one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's biased because I hate that one. But,
I hated it too. I was at that one, so it's hard for me to know because from a watching perspective,
it just wasn't. I mean,
there's more action. Would be my argument.
I liked Kendrick at half.
Half was great this year in my opinion too. But yeah,
there was a small part of me that was like, at halftime, if we come out and we score on this first drive, this game's not over. And then we went 3 and out, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and you're like, I was with you. I was holding out hope for a long time.
I think the average fan probably loved that one just to see the Chiefs lose. They're probably just like, yes, the dynasty got slayed.
Yeah, see you later. Exactly. Yeah, bye-bye.
No three-peat for you. Yeah, so I'm sure that one was better for non-Chiefs fans.
There was just more entertainment in that one for NFL fans. Like there was a pick, there's more scoring. There was explosive passes.
It was just a beatdown. It was
yeah, it was. It was. But even in the fourth quarter, like you had a Xavier Worthy bomb, and it was all garbage time. But I just don't know, like, there's not even like memorable plays from that Super Bowl. Like I'm just trying to think about explosive plays. Like Kenny Walker had a couple nice runs. He broke some tackles. The pick six at the end. Yeah, that was
probably
the one time when
the most memorable play.
You know, the Mac Hollins 2 plays in a row.
Yeah,
like,
that was kind of like, whoa, New England.
Yeah, okay, whoa.
New England woke up.
Hey, hello. Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Do we have a game? Then Drake May's like, no.
Immediately Drake May
May's like, no, we don't. Never mind.
And I just watched some, obviously, the NFL films and all the mic'd up stuff's now coming out from the Super Bowl, which is always just so great. Love that footage. They always do a fantastic job. Julian Love, early in the game on the Seahawks secondary on the sideline, you can see him. He's like classic young quarterback. He's like taking a 3-step drop, and he's like on that hitch. He's just staring, and he stops before he throws the ball. He's like, it's not like Matthew Stafford who doesn't stop and throws it without looking. Like he was calling. He's like, you guys can get a pick, and then he got his pick. He was in the right spot, and he got that interception, which obviously kind of just put the game to bed officially.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you overall, like early on in the game, those guys knew, like, okay, we can get to him.
Yeah, this is
we know we can read him. He's telling us where he's
not
going.
Like when the NFL films did the Niners and the Chiefs in the Vegas Super Bowl, and I forget which Niners said it, but they were like, he's a regular ass quarterback. And I was like, oh, is he? Is he really?
Is he really? All right.
That's why he's prevented you from winning 2 rings now.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, it's so regular. What does that make you?
Yeah, I'll flip the question real quick in our last couple of minutes. What's your favorite Super Bowl this century? Or that you've watched? Maybe that you just watched. And because
I'll take Chiefs out of it.
Yeah, take Chiefs. I was going to say.
Take Chiefs out of it.
Take that out of it. And I'll, for myself, since I have Green Bay ties, take the Packers out of it too.
Okay, good. Yeah. So 2011 then.
Kind of light, yeah. February 6, 2011. I'll always remember the day. I might go Eagles-Pats, Nick Foles.
Oh, my God. That was so good.
Might be the one.
That was such a good game.
I think that was Brady's best Super Bowl, too.
And that was a great game, all 4 quarters. Like,
yeah.
Pats, Falcons, 28-3. The comeback was good, but that game for a large part wasn't. Dude, that's a good one. That is, damn. Broncos, Seahawks, obviously, Patriots, Seahawks. That was an incredible game from start to finish.
Yeah, that one's tough to beat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Steelers Cardinals comes into play, but again, I'd have to think about that whole game. Is that just like a Holmes catch and a Harrison pick six? And like, what else was that?
It got going late for sure.
It got going late, but like, you're right. Eagles Pats. I mean, geez, Tom Brady threw for over 500 yards in that Super Bowl.
It was great.
You had the Philly special.
Sneaky good one. Ravens Niners. Lights going out.
Lights go out. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the Brother Bowl. That was a great game. The Kaepernick storyline, the Flacco thing. That was a awesome Super Bowl as well. We've had a couple good ones. Obviously, nothing better than, in my opinion, 2019-2020 season. That first one felt so good. Coming back down 10. Do we have time to run Wasp? They did. They did indeed. Thanks for listening, guys. This was After Hours with Jackson Ogden, myself, Mac Morey. I'll be talking to you in just a little bit. This was 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports.